The following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.
Beam walks in. That shot, he scores! Aiden Beam makes it 1-0 with 6:18 to go in the third, and a 5-on-3 power play goal for the Capitals.
It's time for Oahe Capitals hockey on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. The Capitals are brought to you by Leisure Palace, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, AGE, Kathy Sunshine Properties, and Dakota Storm Roofing.
Goes back out. There's a shot and they score! A shot from Bridger Babcock. I believe it went off Brandon Valley and in, and it was tipped in as Bridger Babcock will get the first of the game, his second of the season.
The Capitals are also brought to you by Beck Motor Company, Ferding Electric, First Fidelity Bank, Xander Auto Parts, State Farm Becky Potsuba Agency, and River Bottom Sanitation.
Here's a 3-on-1 developing for the Capitals. Kitts moving in with Schweitzer. Kitts leaves it back for Dodson. He scores! And Dylan Dodson gives the Caps a 4-3 lead.
The Oahe Capitals are also brought to you by American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, the Boys and Girls Club, Hermanson Endodontics, Weatherall Roofing, Wagner Auto, and the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection. And now for the call, let's head to the booth and the voice of the Oahe Capitals, John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you here to the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena as the Hawaii Capitals and the Watertown Lakers are battling at John Winkler alongside Jim Lloyd. Jim, it's good to see you again. It's good to have you on the call with me. And it's going to be the... Now, I'll do another... You're going to do another game tomorrow because Watertown's playing Yankton. I'm going to do another game tomorrow on the... on YouTube only for the 14U Girls State Championship. But then after that, you and I are together for 22 straight games because we are at the end of the regular season. The Capitals will end today. The Watertown Lakers will end tomorrow. And we're at the end of the regular season, and the girls and boys state tournaments are right around the corner starting on Thursday.
Well, it's the last weekend of the season, of course, but it's state tournament time as far as I'm concerned. Right now, there's some jockeying, and we'll talk about what these two teams are going to do as far as the standings and how we're going to come into the state tournament. But, yeah, it's state tournament time. That's all there is right now. The records don't matter that much. You talk about points and where you're going to go in the tournaments.
And both these teams are in. Everybody is in. All 8 teams are already decided on who's going to be in. But that 6 through 7 is still up for grabs going into today, where Watertown could still potentially end up at number 6. The Capitals have the fast track right now to be number 6, but they could fall to number 8. Watertown could be 8. They could be 7. And a lot depends on how this game goes here today. And we don't want to take away from any other team in the state. But, boy, being number 8 and being number 7 is a lot different. The Rushmore Thunder standing at number 1. You'd rather be a 7 seed than an 8 seed any day of the week.
Well, John, you and I have talked throughout the season, of course, about that team that is in this league, the Rushmore Thunder. There's no doubt about it. That's probably the best hockey team I've seen in the state of South Dakota in a long time. So, yeah, when you're talking about how you're going to go in a tournament, you want to avoid that number 8. It's just the way it is.
You absolutely do not want to be that number 8 seed, and this is an opportunity for both these teams to make sure, obviously Watertown will have to do more tomorrow to make sure they're not the number 8 seed, but they have to do it today to give themselves an opportunity tomorrow where the Hawaii Capitals can solidify that here with the win today. They don't have to worry about anything else. There's a lot of scenarios. We'll break it down as the day goes along. But both these teams played last night. Both teams lost in their games against Aberdeen for Watertown, against Yankton and Mitchell for the Hawaii Capitals. So a quick turnaround to get that taste of the loss out of your mouth. And then for the Caps, they can end the regular season on a win. For Watertown, they still got 2 opportunities to go into the state tournament with a 2-game winning streak and move into the state tournament feeling good. But again, it's not, I mean, there is a lot still to play for in this regular season, but it's also trying to make sure that you are ready to go for the state tournament coming up here on 2 weeks, a week from this coming Thursday.
Well, and it's all about this time of year. You have to play well at the end of the year to go into the tournament with any type of momentum. These two teams, I can say, have not played probably their best games in the last 3-4 games out. So you have to play well. That's how you seat yourself.
That's right. You got to play well. That's how you see what you can do and how good this team can be, and it's going to be fun to see these two teams. They played a very fun game last year here at the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena when the Watertown Lakers scored and won the game the last 30 seconds in a must-win game for the Capitals and for the Lakers at that point, just trying to make sure they made the state tournament. Both these teams are going to be in this year, but still a lot to play for here this afternoon. Let's take our first break in the pregame show. When we come back, we'll continue to talk about this matchup and look at the standings across the state and maybe talk a little bit about the bantam tournaments that are taking place along with the girls 14U state tournament. You're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock, and you're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Hi, it's Jason from Leisure Palace. Spring is closer than you think, and now's the time to plan your backyard upgrade before the rush hits. We have beautiful new patio furniture arriving daily, built for comfort and durability, along with stunning fire tables to keep your space cozy and warm. Also, make this the year you invest in relaxation and wellness with a new spa from Hot Springs, Caldera, or Free Flow Spas. And if you're ready to warm up and feel better right now, our saunas are in stock and ready to go. Proudly serving the entire state of South Dakota, and remember, we guarantee the lowest prices. Leisure Palace, pool, spa, and patio, creating your perfect escape.
Is your home a comfort roller coaster? Too hot 1 minute, too cold the next? Stop letting an unreliable system run your life. For true peace of mind, trust AirTech Heating and Cooling. We deliver consistent, perfect comfort every day. From expert repairs to new energy-efficient installations, AirTech has the experience to get the job done right the first time. We're pros who treat you like family. Schedule your service today and finally enjoy your home again. Call AirTech Heating and Cooling at 605-945-0160 and check out our Facebook page.
The puck drops, the crowd roars, and Hawaii hockey is in full swing. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to support local hockey all season long. Whether you're hitting the road for work, school, or your next adventure, they've got your automotive needs covered. Stop by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre. Driven by community, powered by you.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for over 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Discover the difference with Kathy Sunshine Properties. With 50 years of experience and their local expertise, both as agents and neighbors, Kathy and her team are here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful.
Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, the trusted professionals at Kathy Sunshine Properties will listen to your needs and help you find the perfect fit.
Join the countless satisfied clients who have turned their real estate dreams into reality. Go Caps!
Have you assessed your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9794 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastormroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters. Reliable roofing for your peace of mind.
Hi, this is Captain Ian Beam, and you're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
As we welcome you back here to the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena as we continue to get set for the Hawaii Capitals and the Watertown Lakers. John McClure alongside Jim Lloyd as the Caps will be looking for win number 11 on the season. Watertown looking for win number 9. The Caps are now 10-10-0-1. Watertown at 8-10-1 on the season. Looking at both these teams, real quick, we'll talk about the leaders on the team. 14 goals for Coach Suzuki as he leads the team with those 14 goals. Aiden Melville and Colin Solheim both with 13 goals each, with Solheim picking up an assist last night. Kosuski picked up a goal last night to get his 14th of the season. Boston Butler's got 6 goals, and then Colton Sutton also has 6 goals. Jack Elsher's got 5 on that defensive side. Colton Nygaard looks to probably be the guy that's going to be in net. 6 wins, 4.22 goals against average, 868 save percentage coming into the weekend. The White Capitals are led by Dylan Dotson's 19 goals in the season. Logan Brown becomes the third Capital with the double-digit goals. He scored his 10th last night on the rebound chance from Logan Anderson's shot. Brecken Furman, who is out today with the hand injury, should be back and ready to go for the state tournament. He's got 10 goals as he is tied with Brown for that second on the team, and he's got 22 points, which is second on the team as well, or now third on the team with Logan Anderson having 23 points with his 17 assists, which leads the team with those 17 assists. Jace Hand will be the starter, 3 wins, 4.80 goals against average, 854 save percentage. He did not play last night. It was Noah Luking that got the start against Yankton. And similar, kind of similar teams here, Jim. And I think, town-wise, just the style of play, everything's pretty similar for these two teams. It was a 4-2 win for the Capitals way back in December when they met, but it becomes very important, or just in general, you're kind of looking in a mirror when you play, when the Watertown Lakers and the Hawaii Capitals play each other. That's kind of how it looks all the time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Their styles are much alike. There's nobody that are real high scorers on either one of these teams, and it certainly takes a team effort. If either one of these teams are going to get a win tonight, you're going to have everybody involved. And, of course, you don't have the depth sometimes on both of these two teams as perhaps some of the other teams in the state have, but your top 2 lines for sure are going to be playing an awful lot of hockey, and you're going to need a good effort out of both of those top lines. The little bit of difference for the Watertown Lakers is Colin Solheim. He came from Sioux Falls Power. He didn't arrive here in the Laker camp until December 26th. So that has given this team a whole new look. And a lot of times I still think that this team is trying to gel with him involved.
Well, the White Capitals and the Watertown Lakers coming up here as we continue the pregame show. We will return and we will talk more about this matchup and the opportunities for these teams to get higher in the standings right now, or at least stay in their spots. It is the White Capitals and the Watertown Lakers coming up here from the Watertown Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. You're listening to the Capitals on Capital City Rock, and you're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Looking for a trusted partner in your automotive journey? Beck Motor Company, your local Chevy dealer, is here for all your car buying, service, and repair needs. Whether you're shopping for a new ride, keeping your vehicle running smoothly, or looking for expert advice, our team is dedicated to providing top-notch service every step of the way. We offer a wide selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, along with a service department you can count on. Come down to Beck Motor Company, where your satisfaction is our top priority. Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. BeckMotors.com, 605-224-5912.
Since 1956, Ferding Electric has been serving South Dakota with reliable, safe, efficient, and economical electrical work. Their team of licensed, knowledgeable electricians will help you with all your electrical projects. New construction, rewires, or upgrades, residential, commercial, or agriculture. We know how to get the job done right. The history of Ferding Electric is something to be very proud of, and they work every day to ensure they remain the best electricians in Central South Dakota. Call 224-8684 or visit their website at Ferding.com. That's Ferding.com.
Whether you're a first-time buyer looking for a home of your own, or you have an eye on an investment property, First Fidelity Bank has the right mortgage for you. From a vacation home to building your dream house from the ground up. So stop by and get your mortgage loan from us. First Fidelity Bank. First-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
When the whistle blows and the season begins, you need more than skill to stay in the game. From football pads and hockey sticks to golf clubs, bikes, and fishing gear, your equipment is an investment. At State Farm, we help make sure it's protected because accidents happen, bags get stolen, gear gets damaged, and games get rough. With the right coverage, you can get back in action fast.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux and Pier or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pier and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pier and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
Hi, this is Captain Aiden Bowder, and you're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
State tournament, and we're going to talk about a scenario later on about these two teams, but at the end of the day, this is a must-win team, must-win game if either one of these teams are going to jump ahead of one another.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big game for both these teams as they sit at number 8 for the Watertown Lakers and number 6 for the Hawaii Capitals. And to make sure that they get a win here today, it is going to be imperative that both these teams find a way to get a win, because if the Hawaii Capitals win, they will be the 6th seed regardless of whatever happens. As you can see it on the screen here on YouTube. Win or tie, the Capitals are the 6th seed. If the Watertown Lakers win in regulation today,
Winkler's headset's quiet,
and then beats Yankton on Sunday,
I don't know if it's in the right port.
We'll see if maybe I think I got my headset that isn't quite where it needs to be. Let's see here. We'll see if we can turn this up a little bit more and get this all taken care of. Maybe that. We'll give it just a second here. There we go. Now we're in much better shape. If the Watertown Lakers win in regulation today, then they have to beat Yankton on Sunday, and Lakers will be the 7th seed and the Caps will be the 8th seed. Now, it also depends on Aberdeen if they do get the win, that which is likely because they're playing they're playing Brandon Valley today. If they win and the Capitals win or tie, they'll be the 6th seed. If they lose in overtime, Aberdeen will jump them, even though they would have technically the tiebreaker with 3 of the 4 points. It goes by fewest losses, which Aberdeen has. And then, but if the Capitals win or tie, they're the 6th seed. If Watertown wins in regulation and then they beat Yankton tomorrow in any fashion, they'll also jump ahead of the Capitals because they will have fewer losses as well. So if this game is tied in the final seconds of this hockey game, Coach Mason Lloyd will have to pull his goalie to try and win in regulation, because a win in overtime keeps you at the number 8 seed, and the Capitals will say the number 7 seed. They have to win in regulation. So a tie hockey game, you'll see a goalie pulled in a tie hockey game.
Yeah, that's which is kind of weird. You have a tied hockey game, and you might see a goalie pulled. Everybody in the stands at that point is going to say, "What is he doing?" Right?
Yeah.
But once again, it's about how you're going to sit into the state tournament.
Right. And at that point, who cares if you lose in regulation? Because you can't go into overtime and be able to move up. You're stuck at number 8 unless Aberdeen does lose, which, again, not expecting, because they're playing Brandon Valley and they're one of the hottest teams in the state right now. If they lose, then things change. But if they win, you have to win in regulation to try to move up to number 7. So I'm sure Coach Lloyd probably maybe going to the 3rd period will have a talk to his team about that and saying, hey, this is what might happen, or he'll take a timeout late in the 3rd period to say, this is what we're going to do. But it's going to be very, very important that if it's tied, Watertown finds a way to score. And if you're the Capitals, you find any way to not get scored on in the final seconds.
That's right, and it does get this way that last weekend of the season. We've seen it in the past. It gets, you say it's complicated, but in all actuality, it's really not.
Right.
You know, the only scenario you have, if this one gets down to the end of a tie, then you'll see some weird things happen. But at the end of the day, you have to play well. You have to beat the team you're playing.
That's right. And that's what it all comes down to, is trying to beat the team in front of you. And this Watertown Lakers team, it stands in front of the Hawaii Capitals. The Hawaii Capitals stand in front of the Watertown Lakers. And you don't worry about any other help, because you have teams, both these teams are looking at each other right now in the standings, and they can help themselves out and not need anybody else to help you out.
Well, John, we're happy to have you here in Watertown. And we're happy to have you here in Watertown. And this is kind of like This is maybe a warm-up for 22 games in the next 2 weekends. We're going to bring you the girls state tournament next week in Mitchell, and then, of course, we're going to go to Sioux Falls and going to bring you the boys tournament. So it's nice to get together before that state tournament time. Both teams are are going through the introductions right now, and John's going to bring you the play-by-play broadcast. And once again, we're just warming up. 22 games in 2 weekends is what's going to be.
It all starts on Thursday in Mitchell, and then the following Thursday in Sioux Falls, as we'll have all those games for you, and excited to bring all of those games to you on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. And I appreciate the being able to kind of steal some feed here this afternoon from the Watertown YouTube and all the guys that are working, guys and girls that are working here this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun as we are going through the starting lineups right now. The Hawaii Capitals will have Dylan Dodson, Bridger Babcock, Aiden Beam, along with also Aiden Bowder. And then it will be, I believe, that last guy is Asher Vandenbos that will get the start with Jay Sand. So all seniors on the ice for the Capitals to start things out. And I've failed to pay attention to the first 4 guys that Watertown has introduced.
Well, the Watertown Lakers are going to go with that line of Colton Kozuski, Boston Butler, Colin Solheim, and then the defense, it's going to be Jack Elsher and Colton Sutton. Cole Nygaard's going to be in the goal. He's done most of the work this year as he's played 19 games, and he is your senior goalie. As we're going to have some of the little brothers, the little Lakers, are going to come out. The little brothers, a little program, and those guys, this is a big moment for them. As you see 3 of them introduced, that is the future of the Watertown Lakers, and we always like to have them at the beginning of the game. We're going to say the national anthem, and we're going to be back. It's a 2:30 puck drop. I'm not sure if we're on time.
We're just right
Well, we're going to be just slightly late. We will do the national anthem. We'll come back.
We'll pause and we'll have the national anthem.
The national anthem has been played, and we enjoy having you along anywhere in the world you're watching us today.
That's right.
Now I'm going to turn it over to that familiar voice of John Winkler. He's going to bring you that play, every moment. So, John Winkler, take it away.
It is a good one. It's a snowy, as you mentioned earlier, snowy Saturday afternoon here in Watertown. That's a rarity to say this winter.
Yeah, it is.
We've got a snow hockey game to be played. It's almost always been a nice day. We're looking at some pretty nice temperatures in Mitchell this coming weekend, and hopefully in Sioux Falls the following weekend, which doesn't happen very often, so I probably jinxed it right there. but this is an all-important game between the Watertown Lakers and the Hawaii Capitals. Dylan Dodson will take the opening face-off for the Hawaii Capitals. It will be Colton Kozuski to take the face-off for the Watertown Lakers. We're underway here this afternoon from the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. This will be moved here for Colton Sutton as he'll dump it in the offensive zone, wide of Jay Sand, as they'll go from the far end of the hockey rink. And if you're watching on YouTube and either Capital City Rock Sports or Watertown, it is on the left side of your dial, as this will be pushed into the offensive zone for Asher Vandenbos, and it's played back by Jack Elsher. Turned over for the Capitals. Aiden Bowder will pick it up in the corner. Centers one out, and that shot save, rebound, and score! Asher Vandenbos, his second of the season. And 30 seconds in, the Capitals will take a 1-0 lead. Aiden Bowder with the pass on the turnover giveaway, and a good stick there from Dylan Dodson. And then it actually turned into the pass from Dodson to Vandenbos, and he was able to stuff it in. And the Caps right away strike to make it 1-0.
In an all-important game, when you draw that one up, that's the way you want to come out of the locker room. It's at 16:30. It's the Oahe Capitals take a 1-0 lead.
That's a big first goal, and for Asher Vandenbos, his second of the season. Dodson and Bowder will get the assists. That is the 13th assist for Dodson and the 7th assist for Bowder. And an early lead here for the Capitals. From behind the nets and off the side of the net is moved by Quentin Jorgensen. Up ahead and out of the zone by Tyson Lawrence. It is turned back by the Capitals. Logan Anderson, who's got an assist last night in that loss. Jorgensen, fan of the pass attempt, but it went right between the legs of Logan Brown. And it's tipped in the zone by Bailey Dornman. 15:45 to go in this early first period. 1-0 lead for the Capitals. Around it comes on the far side of the ice. Logan Brown, the first one, too. And he's put into the boards by Boston Butler. And into the corner is picked up by the Watertown Lakers. And the Lakers centering pass off the stick of Jay Sand. And now it's grabbed by Anderson. The Capitals 2-on-2 into the offensive zone. Anderson tries to go around the defense. Anderson with a tough shot inside. Save made by Nygaard. And it'll come out to the blue line where it's held in by Bridger Babcock. And then a stretch pass that was nearly taken by Aiden Melville. It'll be intercepted by the Capitals. And then back from Quentin Jorgensen, who lost the puck to Dodson. He'll get free, and that shot against the grains, the right pad save made by Nygaard. That's a big save. And a man in front who's looking for his 19th to make that his 20th goal of the season. Asher Vandenbos, he'll carry to the offensive zone. Vandenbos shot, that one will go wide of Nygaard, tipped out of the zone, and now a chance to move up the ice for the Watertown Lakers, but then Dodson the back check, able to knock it away. This will be taken along and then down the ice. It will not be an icing as they'll get to the corner boards of the near end. But it's going to be given back to the Capitals. Pass over to Vandenbos from Bowder. Now we're going to get a penalty coming up against Watertown. And the Capitals will go on the first power play. And interference will be called against Colton Sutton. With 14:28 to go here in the first period. Dodson on the side of the net, and he just got ran over by Colton Sutton. And if Dodson had gotten the puck, that would have been a nice check, good clean check, but without the puck, that'll turn into a penalty most of the time. On the power play for the Hawaii Capitals, this will be flipped into the Watertown bench, and everybody's ducking, and Coach Mason Lloyd, he might have got clipped on the arm with that puck. This is the Pelican Power Sports Boys and Girls Club power play.
That's a mouthful, John.
It is we can't forget about Pelican Power Sports here for Watertown, but I can't forget about Steve Steele and the Boys and Girls Club of the Capital City. There's a shot that will go wide. So the power play's got two names here today. Cooper Beestrom has it for the Capitals at the blue line. Pass will go across for Logan Anderson. He'll walk it into the top of the face-off circle. Rebound is there. Couple whacks at it. Logan Brown was stopped by Nygaard both times. First period, Brown tough angle shot goes off the stick of Nygaard. It is Schweitzer that will pick it up at the far end boards. As he got to the blue line, his pass was blocked by the stick of Melville. And then Melville will pick it up, make that Solheim that will pick it up, and he'll move it along. And now it'll be moved along by number 17, Tyson Lawrence, or excuse me, Colton Kosuski, and a save made by hand, and we get a whistle.
Well, shorthanded opportunity there by Kosuski. Couldn't quite get enough on it, and the save was made. But off to a quick start here is Nygaard. He's given up one, but he's seen 9 shots already early in this first period.
8 saves in 3.5 minutes doesn't really bode well for a goalie. Although he can't really get locked into a game that quickly, but coaches don't like to see that many shots that early in a hockey game. Here's a pass for Bridger Babcock at his own blue line. He'll pass it back. And then Aiden Beam up ahead for Dylan Dodson. 58 to go on the power play for the Capitals. He'll walk it in the offensive zone. He'll swing to the left side. And on from the left wing, he'll get to the corner. Center was one out, and then it's missed by Lyle Bonney. And a good pass there from Dodson. This will be sent all the way down by Watertown. That was a nifty pass, and then Jace Hand comes out in front. There's a shot, and it goes off the goalpost. Hand misplayed the puck. It was following him back to the crease, and he had to push it away, and then a shot goes off the post. Aiden Bowder tried to get a quick pass through the seam for Lyle Bonney. It was off of a stick and covered up by Nygaard.
Dodging a bullet.
Talk about dodging a bullet.
As Hawaii Capitals mishandled the puck just outside of the crease.
That Jay Sand will, that one, he's not going to think too much about it, but it's going to be one that just somehow, I don't know how that puck stayed with them as long as it did. But the Caps were fortunate that they did not give up their third shorthanded goal of the weekend, which would have tied the game up. This will be sent down with 17 seconds to go on the power play. Moved along by the Capitals. It'll come back, and Cooper Breestrom will have to chase after it, and it will be 0 for 1 for the Capitals on the power play. As Breestrom a pass over here on the near end, and from the right wing is Landry Van Roekel that will carry it in. He is checked hard into the boards by Tate Marco, who scored his first goal of the season last night in the loss to Aberdeen. Here in the corner, it's going to be picked up by Elsher. 5 goals, 15 assists for Elsher. This will be tipped out of the zone by Colton Sutton, and all the way down. This will be an icing against Watertown as we are back to 5-on-5. 12:07 left to go here in this first period, and a 1-0 lead for the Capitals. I do have to also say, even though it's not up there, it's the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Still going to get that one on there. That's Jeff Anderson's favorite scoreboard.
That's right. He loves that scoreboard.
Never wanted to say it, but he did love the scoreboard. Face off to the left of Colt Nygaard. That shot goes just wide. That one coming from Anderson. Kept into the offensive zone and has moved into the corner here for Watertown. Quentin Jorgensen pokes it along with one hand on his stick. Up for Jake Root, but then it's going to be turned over. And then at the blue line, Beam lost the puck. Root will pick it up. He'll try and get it in deep. I believe the referee went down. Reisman is down, and he's trying to get up. That one stung him quite a bit. Hopefully he can shake it off as the puck will make its way back to that linesman. And then it will be off of Jet Van Gilder. And then all the way down by the Capitals. That will not be an icing. Elsher, he got pushed off the puck. Logan Brown didn't even realize the puck was right next to him. It's moved along by Bailey Dornman. It was knocked free, and now it's Anderson trying to find the puck in the slot. Logan Brown fighting for it. Schweitzer trying to lift the stick. As he continues to lift the stick, he pokes the puck free. It'll get to the corner. 4 players will battle for the puck. Brown and Schweitzer for the Capitals, and then Brown will pick up a penalty as he threw down Dornman at the last moment after the puck had left, so he's going to get a penalty. And then Watertown will carry the offensive zone. With the goalie pulled now for an extra attacker, it will be knocked free by the Capitals, and we will get the penalty and a roughing call against Logan Brown with 10:50 left to go in the first period, and Watertown will have a chance to tie this game up. As you can see the replay on YouTube, players are battling for the puck. It was a good battle until the very last moment, and Brown knocked his man to the ice. The puck had gone free. Could probably call interference on that as well, but a roughing call against Brown, and it is the first Pelican Power Sports power play for the Watertown Lakers. And the Hermanson endodontics penalty kill for the Capitals.
Power play goal last night for the Lakers.
Dodson moving in short-handed, pokes into the net, and a great save by Nygaard. Second time that Dodson's gone against the grain, and Nygaard's made both saves. Then there's a hit up high that will even things out. It is a roughing call against Watertown, and that will go against Colton Kosuski. And again, that hit on Dodson as he got to the puck. The hits, if it stays below the letters or just below the chest, probably doesn't get called, but it was kind of a high hit on Dodson, and it turns into a penalty against Kosuski, and it's now 4-on-4 for a minute and 45 seconds. So Watertown only had a 15-second power play. The Capitals, without any other penalties, will have a 15-second power play as well. So a lot of open ice right now, 4-on-4. Quick pass going across from Aiden Melville. That shot, that one might have rang off the crossbar on the far end of the ice. That was a good look there for the Lakers. As the Capitals will go back in transition here the other way. Beam trying to move it around to Colton Sutton. It'll be Colin Solheim who just hit the post. He'll skate behind his own net. He'll carry to the neutral zone. Try to go right between 2 different Capitals players. Knocked off the puck. And the pass will make its way across for Vandenbos. Turn it over though, and now we will get a whistle. and a slashing call against Watertown, so it'll be 4-on-3. And the Capitals will have their second power play, and they'll have a 15-second, unless they score, but they have a brief 15-second 5-on-3 power play. Solheim will get the penalty for a slash with 9:55 left to go. And the penalty box doors have gotten their use already in this first period.
Yeah, penalties coming into play here in the first period, and maybe this is a special teams game.
This face-off is won. There's a lot of open ice now. Here's Aiden Beam that has it. 4-on-3 power play. Logan Anderson with it. He'll leave it back for Dodson. Pass will go for Beam. Walks in. Save made by Nygaard. And we get a whistle and a great save there by Cole Nygaard with 9:41 to go. And be 52 seconds left on the 4-on-3 before it becomes a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Capitals.
It's pretty common that teams prepare for being one man down, but you don't practice a whole lot for being two men down.
And I don't know how much the power play gets practiced for a 4-on-3 either. Here's Dodson in, the save made, and Nygaard looking around, but he's got that secured, no rebound.
Yeah, and you really look to survive. When you have three men on the ice, you just try to pack it in the best you can, take as many angles away.
And now with the extra, a little bit more open ice on the 4-on-3 power play for the Capitals, you can really pass the puck a little bit more around with the one less guy on the ice. And I don't cheer for penalties, but if the Capitals do take one, I probably wouldn't be mad to see 3-on-3 for a little bit either, just like the NHL overtime. Here's Anderson. He'll cut free. That shot just went wide. He had beaten Nygaard on the blocker side, but he missed it just barely. And it goes all the way down. 15 seconds to go in the 4-on-3 before it becomes a 15-second 5-on-3 power play. Dodson carries in the offensive zone. And as Dodson will get to the corner, he'll pick it up, and it's going to be Colton Sutton that will take it over. And then Bridger Babcock and Dodson fighting for the puck. It's now 5-on-3. As coming out of the penalty box, it is Logan Brown. So the Caps can score the next 10 seconds. They can still keep a 5-on-4 power play. This will be knocked free, and it's going to be out of the zone. And it's Aiden Melville that will go 1-on-2 in the offensive end. It's now back to 5-on-4 with another 35 seconds to go on the power play for the Capitals. They're 0 for 2 now. And Logan Anderson trying to toe drag away from Sutton. He got pushed off the puck. Jack Elsher moves it around the boards of the far end. Chipped by Melville. Up in the air. It'll be offside against the Capitals. The referee had briefly said no because it was played by a high stick and then was touched first by the Capitals but then taken offside. That's why you saw the quick no, or heard the no, and then the offside call.
Lakers doing a good job here on their penalty kill. They will kill. 76.7 is their penalty kill. That's pretty good.
That's a good mark to be at. So, you love to be around that 80%, which they're at. And they will kill off all three against right now with 12 seconds to go. And Jet Van Gilder will get into the offensive end. He gets pushed off the puck by Landry Van Roekel. And it will be the Hawaii Capitals that will go the other way. And it will be up ahead and all the way down the zone as coming out of the penalty box was Solheim. He almost got tangled up right away. Now the Lakers will turn it over, but the pass from Jet Kirschenman missed the mark for Vandenbos. And now it's tipped along by Dornman. Bailey Dornman got it in, but then lost the puck, and the Capitals now back with it. Cooper Beestrom goes up ahead. It'll be left. Beestrom will pick it up. Back to Aiden Bowder. His backhand pass. There's a one-timer and a save made. Logan Brown came in. That was good puck movement by the Capitals. Nygaard had to be sharp and a great save. Nygaard has made now 14 saves on 15 shots, and we haven't played 10 minutes of this first period yet.
Well, you mentioned it early. A lot of the coaches don't like to see that many shots, but as a goalie, you can actually zone in a little bit, and you can see that from Nygaard right now. You lock yourself in.
That's only 2 shots on goal for the Watertown Lakers to this point. Here's Bridger Babcock. Throws it right in front of the blue crease. And it's going to be moved out to the blue line. Good job by Aiden Beam. Good hand-eye coordination to knock it down and keep it in the offensive zone for the Capitals. This will be now here for Elsher as Logan Brown blew a tire. Out of the zone by the Watertown Lakers. Carrying the offensive end. Trying to center one. A shot, and that one somehow went high. That one coming from Solheim, and a great pass by Kozuski to get it to Solheim. As Colton Sutton throws it off the boards and grabbed by the Capitals. He'll throw it in, does Logan Anderson on a cross-corner dump. Logan Brown knocks his man off the puck. Anderson picks it up for Brown, trying to get free for his shot. Puck is still loose to the side of Nygaard. Brown with a pass over for Dotson, but that'll be knocked free by Watertown. Elsher turned it over. Brown in front of the blocker, save made by Nygaard. And it goes to the netting, and we get a whistle. Not the turnover that you want to see, but again, Colton Nygaard with 15 saves on 16 shots, 10.5 minutes into this hockey game.
I think you saw some Lakers that are a little late on a shift, and you saw some pretty tired legs as they all went off right away as soon as they got a whistle.
Dodson now for Van Rokel. That comes out of the zone, so the Capitals have to tag back up. And it's going to be Quentin Jorgensen. His pass will move it along, but it's going to be taken here by the Capitals. Although Jorgensen in front of his blue line, this will be thrown in by the Capitals and caught by the glove of Nygaard high of the net. And it's now moved along to the near side for Jorgensen. I believe that he was right below his grandpa, who is watching right now, who is on the other end of the ice. I believe that's Grandpa Jorgensen, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So it is now a pass from Landry Van Rokel. Bowder with the shot. That is blocked, and it's moved out of the zone by Aiden Melville. Never misses a game, does he? Here's Melville that cuts free. Nearly had a 2-on-1. And Lyle Bonnie. And he's checked off the puck. That shot in a save made by a hand. He's able to cover to get the whistle. As he's only seen 4 shots on goal with 5:32 to go in the first period. 16-4 in shots right now in favor of the Capitals. But it's only 1-0 thanks to the work of Cole Nygaard for the Lakers. And that was the first shot of the game that the Capitals had scored on 30 seconds in. Since then, Nygaard's made 15 saves on 15 shots. It is now Vandenbos, his pass too far in front of Trayton Parmley. Puck is loose on the near corner. And it's going to be Vandenbos that will pick it up. He'll throw it for Parmley. Centered one over. Unable to get a shot was Neto. Back to the blue line, and that shot coming from Bridger Babcock might have hit a body and went wide of Nygaard. That came off his moorings, and it was able to be fixed by Nygaard, and that pass missed for Neto. Bridger Babcock had a really good look to Neto in front of the nets, as the Capitals will tag back up before it was offside. Colton Sutton will send it off the glass all the way down, and we'll get a whistle with an icing with 4:47 to go here in the first period.
You see in that last minute, the Capitals applying a lot of pressure on the puck, and the Lakers are unable to field it cleanly and get up out of that defensive zone, as Oahe is pressure all over the ice right now.
Face-off will be to the left of Nygaard. Ian Schweitzer, he'll lose that face-off to Kozuski. From the corner, it is going to be 4 players that will battle for that puck. Jorgensen, Kozuski for the Lakers, Logan Anderson and Schweitzer for the Capitals. Anderson tried to center one, went off of Schweitzer, and then it's knocked free where it's grabbed by Solheim. He'll throw it up ahead for Boston Butler. That is going on net, and then Jay Sand didn't catch it cleanly the first time, but was able to cover it up to get the whistle with 4:21 to go here in the first period. Asher Vandenbos from Dylan Dodson and Aiden Bowder, 30 seconds in. It's a 1-0 lead for the Capitals, and they've been the dominant team in this period, but it's a 1-goal hockey game. One good shot from the Lakers, and we can see a 1-1 game at the end of this first period. As well as the Caps have played in this first period, that's the game of hockey. As Bridger Babcock will move it up ahead to Asher Vandenbos on the left wing side, trying to move it out of the zone, but it's going to be turned over to the Watertown Lakers. Pass will go out for Jorgensen on the blue line on his backhand, sends it off the boards. It'll be still picked up here by Watertown. That pass nearly misses. Now moving back in, chopping at it. Puck is knocked free in the slot, pinballing around, and no shot from the Lakers. And they'll get to the corner, and then the pass is a turnover for Watertown to take the puck back. Jorgensen at the blue line. He'll wait, and he'll throw it back down to the left wing corner. Pass across, that one-time chance. Tate Marco tried to take it. It was off of a stick, and it goes wide of the net. Then tipped out of the zone by the Capitals and Vandenbos. This is tipped along, turned over. Now Dodson will come for a breakaway. Dodson moving in. He'll get around, but then he ends up pushing it wide. The glove has fallen off of Cole Nygaard, and it will come out of the zone. And it's now Colton Kozuski. Dodson got too far in tight. He ends up getting tripped up by the pad of Nygaard, so the puck never made it on net. And then Dodson at the blue line, he lost the puck, couldn't find it between his feet. And then the pass from Kozuski didn't have enough on it, so Dodson was able to take it back. And then it's going to be moved in, and then a backhand, and we get a whistle and a cross-checking call coming up against the Capitals, and that is going to be on Dylan Dodson away from the puck. With 2:49 to go in this first period, and the Capitals will go back of the Hermanson Endodontics penalty kill, and the Watertown Lakers will get the Pelican Power Sports power play going.
Well, Cole Nygaard coming out, and you got to know when Dylan Dodson comes down on you one-on-one, he usually is victorious in that, and Nygaard was up to the challenge. In fact, came out and actually tripped up Dodson as he shot the puck.
And we'll go all the way down by the White Capitals. So the first 10 seconds gone by in this power play for Watertown. They're 0 for 1, but only had 15 seconds of a power play before they got called for a penalty. Jack Elsher, he'll get tripped up, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play now for Watertown. It is a tripping call against Logan Anderson. As we'll see the replay here, and Anderson, as that puck got reached free, yeah, Anderson.
That was a trip.
That definitely was a trip. He wasn't trying to do it. That wasn't intended, but that was a textbook accidental trip that will send you to the penalty box every single time.
The easiest play there was to call as a referee. You just call it. You can even call that one late.
So it's now 5-on-3, and a big opportunity here for the Watertown Lakers. As walking in, that shot goes wide. That was Colin Solheim that took that chance. Pass will come out to the blue line. Now walked in for the face-off dot. That was Kozuski. Pass will go across. That shot by Solheim, kicked out by the left pad, the right pad of Jay Sand. Then hard into the boards. As the Watertown Lakers could not get back on side. Melville was the last one trying to get back. And Colton Sutton, they tried to time that perfectly to get onside, and Sutton carried it across, but just missed it. And with 2 minutes to go and a minute 11 left on the 5-on-3 power play,
you'll see the Lakers. A lot of these plays will be set up on this power play. We're either going to go to Kozuski or Solheim. Those are the guys that they like to fire the puck.
Aiden Beam will get off the glass, not all the way down the ice. Sutton grabbed it at the red line. His pass, that will be still not in the zone. Now trying to get back on side. Lakers are just trying to enter the zone 5-on-3. Elsher will leave it back, and it is an onside play. Walking in Solheim, pass across. Kozuski with a tough angle. It goes off the glass. It is held in by Solheim. Good job there by Colin Solheim. He'll start to walk it down from the point. Solheim, pass to the face-off dot. That shot in the good save by hand. And we get a whistle with 1:24 to go here in this first period. 36 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3.
Lakers settling in here a little bit on their power play, trying to move the puck around as the Oahe Capitals find themselves packing it in this power kill or penalty kill.
Elsher, this will be walked in to the face-off dot, now below the goal line. Back over Kozuski. To thread the needle, it's now going to be picked up again here by Solheim. His pass is going to be intercepted, but not out of the zone. Elsher was able to glove it down and keep it in the zone. Good job by Watertown to hold it in. 15 to go in the 5-on-3. Minute left to go in the first period. Solheim, pass across over for Kozuski. Down to 8 seconds to go. That pass misses, but it's still picked up by Watertown. Solheim with a one-timer. Stop made by hand and a whistle with 2 seconds to go on Dodson's minor penalty. So go to 5-on-4.
Coach Lloyd's electing to leave them out. Those are his shooters. And you and I talked before the game. Solheim, he does a lot of one-timers, but he puts those. I've never seen a guy do the one-timers on net as often as he does.
Kozuski went way back from that face-off dot to make sure that the Capitals, if they won the face-off, they couldn't throw it to Dodson that was coming out of the penalty box. 10 seconds left to go down the 5-on-4. Nygaard will move it up. And it'll be Sutton played off the boards, trying to chip it along. Instead, it will go to Dodson, and he will waste the rest of the time on this power play. And the Caps kill off a long 5-on-3, and then try to thread it for Logan Anderson. Does go on net, out in front, and Anderson is stopped by Nygaard. He didn't cover it cleanly, and Anderson got basically a pass from Nygaard out in front, and then Nygaard made the save. Centering pass, Solheim with a shot and a save made by hand with 7.4 to go in the first period.
A little pushing and shoving going on there as Chase Hand made a point-blank save against Solheim. And what about that play from Nygaard? Yeah, he put that on a tee.
That was
just one more save.
I mean, that is what we do have an injured Watertown Laker player down right now.
And I got a feeling that might be Solheim. Is that?
Referees are talking about, so the two referees are talking about something right now. If there's going to be a penalty or not called.
It was certainly after the play. And it looks like everybody's up and skating over to the bench here.
And the penalty is actually going to be, well, I think we're going to have both guys go. Is it going to be Dodson along with Solheim both going? So Dodson's going to be careful now. He's got his second penalty of this first period.
And Solheim has his
also
second.
His second, too. So both those guys will have to be careful for the remainder of this hockey game.
Talk about two important guys from each side and potentially penalty.
Maybe, no, it's not Dodson. It's Aiden Bowder. Yeah, it's Aiden Bowder that will go. So Dodson will not get his second penalty. Bowder will pick up his first, but Solheim does have his second and will remain 5-on-5 with 7.4 to go. But yeah, that save by, I mean, that's like a practice type of play where it comes in on net and you just push it back out for your teammate to try and get a shot on you. And it accidentally went to the wrong team. And Logan Anderson had a golden opportunity to make it 2-0. But Nygaard has been really sharp. 17 saves in this first period on 18 shots. 7.4 to go in the first period. This face-off will be won by the Lakers, and a shot by Melville was stopped by Hand, and that will take care of the first period. It is a 1-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard as the Hawaii Capitals get the goal from Asher Vandenbos, from Dylan Dodson and Aiden Bowder. 18-11 in shots in that first. And an excellent first period for Cole Nygaard. Jay Sand, after seeing 2 shots in the first 10.5 minutes, came on to make 9 saves, especially that 5-on-3. He made some couple big saves, and both these teams got to like what their goalies have done so far in this first period.
It has been a battle of the goalies. Of course, one snuck by Nygaard early on, just seconds into that first period. But yeah, it's been a battle of the goalies. You ask your goalies to keep you in the game, it's 1-0. They've both done it.
And both teams will head to the locker room and maybe get a little bit of a rest here. I mean, it's been up and down pace. It's been a good pace in this first period. So the Hawaii Capitals and the Watertown Lakers, it is 1-0 in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. We will come back for the second period on the Watertown YouTube channel. For those that are on Capital City Rock and on Capital City Rock Sports, we'll come back with our first intermission report. That is on the way next. You're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey and Watertown Hockey on Capital City Rock Sports, and also watching on YouTube on Watertown Lakers. I struggle with the YouTube name. Watertown Prairie Lakes Premier Center. YouTube there. Watertown Lakers. That's what you got to go to.
You're listening, you already found us.
Here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Capital area serves over 150 kids every day, giving them a safe place to go after school where they have fun and engage in learning activities school cannot provide. It is our mission to help every child become the best they can be. You can help children have a great future too by donating or volunteering for the club. For more information, go to bgccaparea.org or call us at 605-224-8699. From all of us here at the club, go Caps!
Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics aims to provide treatment that is not only comfortable, but has a quality-first emphasis. We believe that by preserving as much healthy tooth as possible, we can help you retain your natural teeth longer. This is accomplished with state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics, 1709 North Lincoln Avenue in Pierce.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC. 224-6627.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Weatherall Roofing and Insulation is a family-owned business that has served Central South Dakota for over 25 years. Weatherall Roofing and Insulation specializes in metal roof restorations and flat roof repair. They also offer the highest quality insulation using closed-cell polyurethane foam and blow-in fiberglass. For all your roofing or insulation needs, make Weatherall your first choice. And remember, just foam it.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Hi, this is head coach Landon Badger, and you're listening to Oahe Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
As we welcome you back and into the first intermission report, John McClure alongside Jim Lloyd, as it is a 1-0 game between the Oahe Capitals and the Watertown Lakers. And as it is the Caps that get the lone goal, Vandenbos from Dodson and Bowder, and it was 1-0, 30 seconds in, Jim. And then after that, it was Cole Nygaard that was excellent, stopping 17 of 18 shots, and all 17 the rest of the way. Jay Sand made saves down the stretch. He saw just 2 shots in the first 10 minutes, and then ended up with 11 saves in that. And boy, the Capitals really, really were aggressive offensively in that first 10 minutes, and they were very, very good. But Cole Nygaard kept them from having maybe a 4 or 5 or 6 goal lead in that first period.
Yeah, Cole had some fantastic stops, but you said the Capitals were aggressive, and they sure were. Their puck pressure all around the ice was fantastic, and they were continually centering that puck in front of Cole Nygaard. And I don't know how he saw some of them, but he's done a nice job for the Lakers between the pipes.
And then, again, the last penalty, by the way, that was called, and both guys are in the penalty box, it is Aiden Bowder and Colin Solheim. I had said Dylan Dodson at first, but he had gone over to the penalty box thinking that I couldn't see what had happened, so that was the reason why both those guys were heading over to the penalty box, but it was Aiden Bowder and not Dodson that got called for that penalty. So Solheim has got 2 penalties. It was a penalty-filled first period, 5 for the Capitals and 4 for the Watertown Lakers, but Solheim's got 2 of the 4, and then Kozuski and Sutton with the other penalties. Logan Brown, Dodson, Logan Anderson, and Aiden Bowder all with penalties for the Capitals in that first period. Make that it was 4 and 4, excuse me, not 5 and 4. It was 4 for the Capitals and 4 for the Watertown Lakers. So, but both teams failed to score the power play. Both had, although the Capitals had a 15-second 5-on-3, but both had a 5-on-3 opportunity, and both failed to score. So it's been even strength, that one goal, and it's it's been a really good hockey game so far.
It has been a really good hockey game, and you talk about 8 penalties in this one. There's been some coincidental, some pushing and shoving, some trips and some interference and things like that. So it's not been one of those games where it's been laden with penalties. It just has had some aggressive style penalties. Both of these teams very aggressive. And, of course, there's a lot on the line for these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if the Capitals win or tie, they are the 6th seed. If it is the Watertown Lakers that end up getting a win in regulation, they have a shot to then beat Yankton tomorrow. That could move them to the 7th seed and push the Capitals down to the 8th seed. And again, the difference between playing as the 8th seed and the 7th seed, not to take anything away from Sioux Falls East, who will be most likely the number 2 seed, but they have lost games in the last 2 years. The Rushmore Thunder have not lost a game in the last 2 years. So your chances of winning are very, very slim as the number 8 and number 7 seed. but it's even slimmer as a number 8 seed. So that's where, like, the desperation comes in to not be the number 8 seed going into the playoffs.
Well, give credit where credit's due. That Rushmore Thunder team has literally rolled over every team they've played. They really have. They have not been challenged to speak of the entire year. That's why we talk about that 8th seed being such a big deal. Can there be an upset first round? Possibly, but John, you and I have been doing this a while, and that is as good of men's hockey team as we've seen in the years that we've been doing this.
Yeah, they are a dominant team for the last 2 years. It has been very impressive to see these two teams for the Rushmore Thunder, and of course we'll see them in Sioux Falls as the number 1 seed going into the boys state varsity tournament. Speaking of state tournaments, there are state tournament games happening in the Bantam side and the girls 14U. And Bantam A, it is Watertown leading at Aberdeen 1-0. This is the consolation semifinal. It is Bantam B. Those are the state semifinal games. See if I can get this to update properly. It was the Capitals that lost 6-2 in the Bantam B game in their contest. Watertown again and Aberdeen. It's 1-0 in Bantam A. Excuse me, that's a state semifinal game.
Yep, that's a semifinal. Watertown was number 2 seed.
Yeah, they are playing Aberdeen right now. It's 1-0 on that side. Bantam B, that is also a state semifinal game. That's a 0-0 tie right now. The Bantam A, the other Bantam A game, it was 7-2 for Sioux Falls Blue 1, beating Huron. Girls 14U and the Bantam A, it was a 6-4 win for Sioux Falls Blue 2 over the Oahe Capitals earlier today as well. Girls 14U, Yankton knocked off Aberdeen to advance to the Constellation Championship. The other 14U game going on right now, it's a 5-0 lead for Mitchell over Watertown. There'll be a 7th place game, then a 5th place game, and the Capital City Rock Sports will have the 14U state championship game tomorrow, YouTube only. We'll have it on the Capital City Rock Sports only, and the White Capitals will take on Brookings here later on this evening. Sioux Falls will face the Rushmore Thunder in the other semifinal as well. Boys varsity hockey, game so far, Aberdeen's is tied 2-2 with Brandon Valley. If Aberdeen were to lose that game, the Capitals then can go to overtime and end up as the number 6 seed without any other things. If Aberdeen does not, if they do not win that game, Watertown could still pass Aberdeen if they do win the last 2 games. So Aberdeen still could be the 8 seed. It is 2-2 right now in the second period between Aberdeen and Brandon Valley. Aberdeen was down 1-0 after 1 and they were down 2-1 before they tied it up at 2-2. Yankton has a 2-1 lead over Sioux Falls East. If they do win, they stay alive for the number 2 seed, although Sioux Falls East will end the season against Mitchell, so they would have to lose that game for Yankton to end up passing them. And then this game is 1-0 at the end of 1 period. The other game to still be played, 7:15 tonight, Sioux Falls West and Huron. Tomorrow, and you're going to have the game tomorrow.
Yep, I will.
Watertown and Yankton here from the Premier Center. Then Sioux Falls East and Mitchell at 1:30. That's a 12:15 game, by the way, between Watertown and Yankton. Then Sioux Falls West and Sioux Center at 2:15. Those are the final 3 games of the regular season. It is 1-0 between the Capitals and Lakers. We'll return with the second period after this. You're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock, and you're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
When the whistle blows and the season begins, you need more than skill to stay in the game. From football pads and hockey sticks to golf clubs, bikes, and fishing gear, your equipment is an investment. At State Farm, we help make sure it's protected because accidents happen, bags get stolen, gear gets damaged, and games get rough. With the right coverage, you can get back in action fast.
The puck drops, the crowd roars, and Oahe hockey is in full swing. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierce proud to support local hockey all season long. Whether you're hitting the road for work, school, or your next adventure, they've got your automotive needs covered. Stop by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierce. Driven by community, powered by you.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Capital Area serves over 250 kids every day, giving them a safe place to go after school where they have fun and engage in learning activities school cannot provide. It is our mission to help every child become the best they can be. You can help children have a great future too by donating or volunteering for the club. For more information, go to vgccaparea.org or call us at 605-224-8699. From all of us here at the club, go Caps!
Since 1956, Ferding Electric has been serving South Dakota with reliable, safe, efficient, and economical electrical work. Their team of licensed, knowledgeable electricians will help you with all your electrical projects. New construction, rewires, or upgrades, residential, commercial, or agriculture. We know how to get the job done right. The history of Ferding Electric is something to be very proud of, and they work every day to ensure they remain the best electricians in Central South Dakota. Call 224-8684 or visit their website at ferding.com. That's ferding.com.
Have you assessed your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9794 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastormroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters, reliable roofing for your peace of mind. Is your home a comfort roller coaster? Too hot 1 minute, too cold the next? Stop letting an unreliable system run your life. For true peace of mind, trust AirTech Heating and Cooling. We deliver consistent, perfect comfort every day. From expert repairs to new energy-efficient installations, AirTech has the experience to get the job done right the first time. We're pros who treat you like family. Schedule your service today and finally enjoy your home again. Call AirTech Heating and Cooling at 605-945-0160 and check out our Facebook page.
Hi, this is Bridger Babcock, captain of the Hawaii Capitals, and you're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
The Watertown Lakers to start this second period. Glad you're with us on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports as we welcome you back here and underway in this second period, as this will be iced by the Watertown Lakers to get us started in the first 8 seconds of this second period. So it is the offensive zone face-off for the Capitals. Lyle Bonney will take it here for the Capitals. And again, with the penalties that were committed at the end of that first period, Aiden Bowder, along with also Solheim, will have to pretty much wait for the first 2 minutes to elapse before they can come out of the penalty box. At least first minute and 53 seconds before the first whistle after that to come out of the penalty box. Dylan Dotson with a backhand pass, trying to center one, and it's going to be intercepted by the Lakers, but not out of the zone. It'll go down to Nygaard, and he will cover to get the whistle. And that is a stoppage with 16:27 to go here in this second period.
John, it's the second period, and we know what the second period is called. We call it the period of long ice. My favorite thing to say, but it does come into play because you're a long ways away from your bench in your defensive zone.
By the way, it is a 3-2 lead now for Aberdeen over Brandon Valley. So they have taken their first lead, have the Cougars in Brandon right now. As this will be the Watertown Lakers trying to get in the offensive zone. It'll come here to the near end where it's going to be picked up from the corner and then moved along by Landry Van Roekel. Pass across for Logan Anderson, up ahead to Logan Brown. And then Brown will chip and chase as it will get to Jack Elsher behind the net. Brown takes the puck away from him, leaves it for Anderson. Backhand pass that is going to be intercepted by the Watertown Lakers. And then Boston Butler lost the puck. Anderson right back into the offensive zone. Anderson with a shot kicked away on the right pad by Nygaard. And then it's going to be moved along and out of the zone here now to be taken by Landry Van Roekel. Van Roekel will turn with it, and he'll move it up ahead. And it's going to be Cooper Beestrom after it went off of Logan Anderson. And then it's chipped in by Beestrom. Elsher will move it around. And from behind the net with 15:20 to go in this second period, it is going to be Brown again that will pick it up. His pass, it is grabbed here by the Capitals. Schweitzer can't cut free to get a shot away. And then it's still held in. Schweitzer pushed from behind, but he's able to get the pass to the Capitals. Beam with a backhand and a save made by Nygaard. Huge save for Cole Nygaard to keep this a 1-0 game and another chance in front of the nets. 14:55 left to go. This is blocked by Dodson. Pass will come back the near side and off the boards and out of the zone. Beam will try and cover it up, but it's going to be moved along. And then Lawrence shot it. It goes between, somehow went underneath the legs of Jay Sand. It went off the post, and it didn't go in. My goodness.
When I saw it, I thought it was in.
Dylan Dodson, let's see if we can get a replay of the next whistle. There's a one-timer, and that'll be covered up by Nygaard, and we'll get the whistle. We'll see.
I do want to see that replay. I don't know if I was seeing things correctly or not.
It didn't get that but it did go off that near side post from us, and it bounced out, and that was a huge chance for Watertown to nearly tie the game up, but instead it remains a 1-0 lead for the Capitals. Trying to get a shot off the face-off was Dodson. Partially fanned on it. It'll move it up ahead for Tyson Lawrence for the Watertown Lakers, but it'll come back here on the near end. Triton Parmley will pick it up. The Capitals have, for the last couple of weeks, as this will be sticked away by Nygaard, stays in play off the glass. Capitals have really moved their forward lines around. As Aiden Beam at the blue line, he'll throw to the right side. Pass will come back out to the blue line, but Beam was moving across the ice. It comes out of the zone. He's pinned the boards between the benches right now. Aiden Beam, 5 players all around him, trying to fight for the puck, and Colton Sutton comes free with it. Tate Marco, pass across for Sutton. This will be now here for Dodson. His shot from the blue line, stopped by Nygaard. And it's going to be Vandenbos now behind the net. Now we'll pick it up. Vandenbos looking to center one. Had a chance to get to Parmley, but just missed that close window to get it to him. It'll be sent back behind the net. Starting to come out free. Back in it by Parmley. That's stopped by Nygaard. Out to the blue line where it's going to be a shot by Beam. That hit somebody in front. And then it's going to be out to the off of Beam, and it does go into the bench. So we get a whistle. But to go back to that point, whenever the first night it was Bridger Babcock that was suspended in a game, that the Caps started moving guys around in different positions and rotating their lines to move Beam back to defense along with Brecken Furman. And then Furman was hurt. Dodson was out with a suspension for a game. And so they kept doing it. And these lines have everybody has really taken heed of something like that and have been able to work really well together when they've had different guys out there. Kind of a mix and match of lines, and everybody's responded well from it. Here's Ian Schweitzer from the faceoff dot. Now this line of Anderson, Schweitzer, and Brown have been together for the most part. Now it's a chance the other way for Jet Van Gilder. His shot is blocked by the stick of Beestrom. Good job by Beestrom to get back, and Jet Van Gilder couldn't get the shot on net. Behind the net, it'll be to the corner. And Beestrom, as he's fallen to the ice, is able to get a pass up ahead for Anderson. Now it'll come up ahead for Brown. And Logan Brown will get to it first. And from the behind the goal line now, after he started to blow a tire, it's now Brown that will pick it back up. His shot goes off of a teammate on the side. Dodson, the side of the net, and just can't quite find a way to stick it past Nygaard. Another good save by Cole Nygaard.
Watch Cole Nygaard here. He actually pushes his way over there. Watch him on that right post, and he gives him a little push.
Just kind of say, hey, get out of my crease. I'll make the save. And everybody, I mean, Logan Brown nearly, he shot it wide, but it almost looked like a perfect play to shoot it off of Dodson to see if it can bounce off of him and then bounce off of Nygaard and score. Almost looked like it was a designed shot from Brown. As Aiden Beam, that'll be bouncing back to the nets. Nygaard can't cover it cleanly after it was knocked away by Marco. And then Dodson avoids the check as he tried to center one. The Watertown Lakers will get out of the zone. And then it'll be flipped up for Aiden Beam. And then Beam to Bridger Babcock. It is going to be held by the Watertown Lakers. Kozuski can't hold it in the zone. Now Dodson, he's got 2-on-1 moving in. Dodson with a shot. And that one went off of Nygaard, I believe. That ends up going wide of the net. From behind the net is Watertown with 11:40 left to go. Turned over, Lyle Body over for Bowder, and it goes off of Bowder, then off of Nygaard. Bowder wasn't trying to shoot the puck, but it bounced to ricochet off of him on net, and Nygaard had to make the save. Now a centering pass from Bridger Babcock is blocked to the far side boards in the left wing. Body now for Bowder, trying to center one, but he was checked away by Kozuski. And now it's picked back up by Watertown. And they can't get the puck out of the zone again. Here is Bridger Babcock. His shot is tipped on net. Save is made. Rebound is still loose around the net. Beam was trying to get a rebound chance, but that was pushed away. And this will go down the ice just to the Capitals blue line where Lyle Bonney will pick it up. And then his pass is blocked. Here it is on hand and a save made. Colin Solheim had the chance. Hand made the save. This will be chipped out of the zone. Just barely away from Jorgensen off of his stick, and it went outside the blue line. As it comes back in, Aiden Beam will throw it for Cooper Beestrom. Up for Van den Bosch, and now it's for Ian Schweitzer. 10:30 left to go here in the second period, a 1-0 lead for the Capitals. They scored 30 seconds into the hockey game. We have not seen a goal since then. This will be moved along by Tyson Lawrence, knocked away from. Then Anderson will send Solheim to the ice. And the Watertown Lakers will get the puck back, and that pass will miss. So it's Cooper Beestrom for the Capitals. Seam pass across the ice, and Logan Anderson thought about catching it two different ways and didn't catch it at all. And it's turned back over to the Watertown Lakers. He was caught between trying to catch it off the boards or before it got to the boards, and he hesitated too much. And now it's Beestrom again. That one will be off the stick of Lawrence to hold it in. Van Rokel, now it's going to be Lawrence. Sends it to the net. Jay's hand, he played it in front of the net. Cooper Beestrom thought he was going to be covering up. Hand thought Beestrom was going to take it. It worked out okay for the Capitals to this point. Here's a penalty coming up against the Watertown Lakers. And it is going to be a roughing call. And we'll see here. I was a little bit hard to see where that penalty took place at.
It's going to come in right here.
Yeah, that was a check.
That was by Bailey Dorneman.
Yeah, Dorneman hit the man up high and on the back, and it will be a power play now for the Hawaii Capitals. And Bailey Dorneman will go to the penalty box.
First penalty of this second period.
We had
comes
8 penalties
in Watertown
in the first period, and we now only have one penalty nearly 8 minutes into this second period. But it is a Pelican Power Sports Boys and Girls Club power play. Colton Sutton, it is now picked up by the Capitals. Dodson at the point. On that right side, good seam pass, but Beam just missed the one-timer. Thread the needle did Dodson, but Beam ended up just couldn't find the target on the one-time chance. Then it's going to be taken by Jack Elsher, but his stick was lifted by Beam. Puck will cut free, and it's now Bridger Babcock make that Bowder for Beam. Now back to Dodson. Back down to Bowder. Over for Dodson. As he walks in, Dodson still with it. That shot got through, and a save made by Nygaard. Back to Dodson at the points on the right wing. He'll walk into the middle of the ice. Walking straight down. That shot is a save. Rebound. Didn't get off, but they score! Hayden Beam will put it between the legs of Nygaard, who partially fed on the shot. Nygaard got over in time, but it went right underneath him. And it's a 2-0 lead with 8:48 to go. As on the replay, you can see he just didn't get a whole lot on it, but it worked out in his favor. And Aiden Beam will pick up his 7th goal of the season and a power play goal for the Capitals. They lead it 2-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard.
It started out with Dylan Dotson shooting that puck flat on the ice, and that's exactly what they're looking for is a long rebound, and they got it.
Dotson will pick up his 2nd assist. He's now got 14 on the season. 19 goals, 14 assists, 33 points for Dotson, who leads the team. As this will be sent in by the Watertown Lakers. That is Landry Van Rokel up ahead for Ian Schweitzer. That puck will pinball around. It is brought back in by Schweitzer to an open Cooper Beestrom, who sends it back to Schweitzer. And his pass off the stick, but it right back to Cooper Beestrom again. And then his pass is going to be blocked, and it's going to be held in at the blue line by Watertown. Anderson's pass up ahead, and it goes to Logan Brown as he'll go after it. He's got Schweitzer going with him. Brown across for Schweitzer, but just too far out in front. 8 minutes to go here in the second period, a 2-0 lead for the Capitals. They led 2-0 last night against the Yankton Bucks. It ended up falling 5-2, so this 2-goal lead for the Caps feels imperative to go up 3-0 and then keep adding on to it, or Watertown can't feel like they're out of the game quite yet. Dodson, he was looking to go behind the net and then threw it out in front, and it was just missed by Logan Brown. And it'll come back around here on the left wing. And it comes out of the zone, or does not come out of the zone. It's Beestrom that was able to hold it in. Then a good job to take the puck back away for the Capitals, as it's Dodson another time. Then eventually we'll lose the puck with a couple of Watertown Lakers on him, and then this will be iced by Watertown, and we get a whistle with 7:21 left to go here in the second period in a 2-0 lead for the Capitals.
Well, as of the last 2 minutes, the Oahe Capitals putting the pressure on as they're sitting at 33 shots on goal. So the Nygaard continues to take shots in this second period at 7:21.
Jack Elsher here for the Watertown Lakers. He lost the puck. It is pass that will come out of the zone. Does not come out of the zone. Dylan Dodson's able to hold it in. And Dodson from the blue line lost the puck and he fanned on it. Now it's a 2-on-1 potentially for Watertown. Dodson's a lone man back. His shot that was maybe partially blocked by Dodson, but he screened enough and unable to get a good look was Tyson Lawrence, and Hans able to make the save with 6:59 to go here in the second period. Face-off will be to the right of Hand, or make to the left of Hand. This will be pushed here by Kozuski, make that by Dornament. And then it's out of the zone, and now it's a 2-on-1 again for the Capitals, but Van den Bosch lost the handle of the puck, and he'll go ahead to Tyson Lawrence. Dornament, he'll get it off the turnbuckle, and it was out of play on that curved glass with 6:43 left to go here in the second period. Face-off will be just outside the Capitals blue line. 33-15 in shots in favor of the Oahe Capitals, who had 18 in the first period, already with 15 here in the second period. And there's still 6.5 minutes to go in the second. This will be offside against the Capitals.
I was wondering if they're going to call that offside penalty. It was offside by mile. Took a little while.
It looked, I didn't think that Van den Bosch had even taken it across the blue line quite yet. But either way, face off just outside the Watertown blue line. Capitals were a little bit late on the shift change right before the puck had dropped. And then Elsher is going to be pinned to the boards, although he's able to get free and pick up the puck here for the Lakers. Watertown needs a goal to get back within one. Again, they need to win this game in regulation to have a shot to move out of the number 8 seed. As this is turned over behind the net. Centering pass. Save is made. Rebound's going to be off to the side. Boston Butler's chance was stopped by Hand. Out to the blue line. That shot goes off of a stick and it will bounce to the corner. Here on the near end, Aiden Bowder on the boards. Good pass out for Dodson. 2-on-1 potentially. Dodson will cut across. He's got the forehand opportunity. It's going to be a penalty coming up against Watertown. An interference call. Van den Bosch was cutting to the nets. He then tried to keep moving to his left. And he was pushed down by Kozuski, who will pick up the penalty.
And that is Kozuski's second.
So he will have to be careful the rest of the way. Again, if Van den Bosch is the one with the puck, it's probably a very okay play, but without the puck, can't knock somebody down without the puck unless you're playing like NHL hits or something back in the day, or you turn the penalties off. Here is Jeff Van Gilder. That will be getting into the offensive zone, thinking shorthanded right now. Logan Anderson. He'll leave it on the boards for Cooper Beestrom. Going to move it around the referee. Lost the puck, and somehow Beestrom, I don't know how he kept that
keep the puck.
That was an incredible play by Beestrom after blowing a tire to hold on to the puck. Here's Van Roekel, and that shot goes high.
Van Gilder thought he had a free puck.
And somehow Beestrom was able to control. I mean, that was some of the best stick handling I have seen from a near disaster to an incredible play for Cooper Beestrom. And he almost had an assist. Had Van Roekel scored on that shot, he would have had an assist on it. Here is now Logan Anderson from the faceoff dot, goes below the goal line on his backhand. He'll circle the net. Pass will come back out here for Beestrom. Now Anderson, side of the nets, over across, top of the faceoff circle on the left wing as it's moved along, and a good fake pass by Schweitzer. His shot, though, is blocked. It'll come out of the zone, and Beestrom will recover back in his own blue line. Pass will go up here for Brown. Right back into the offensive zone. Brown's shot is blocked. Held in by Anderson, but his stick was lifted. And now one-on-one moving into the offensive zone is Melville. He'll dribble the puck down, looking like, trying to be like Abby Murphy from the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Team USA gold medalist, trying to pop it up and dribble it. And it's going to be sent all the way down, but it was a stick lift, so it does not result in icing with 25 to go on the power play. to Kozuski. Off the glass, right to Aiden Beam. Beam walks in. That shot goes just wide, maybe off the right pad of Cole Nygaard, who's made 33 saves. And we're still 4 minutes to go in the second period. Good job to hold the zone was Beam. Goes off of his skates. Bridger Babcock got over there. Lyle Body sends it to the net, but that was blocked off of a skate. It is Beam that will pick it back up as we go back to 5-on-5. Now behind the net, Babcock trying to throw it to the net or throw it across for Dodson. Went on net and a save made by Nygaard. And the Caps failed to score on the power play. And then Lyle Bonney almost a little bit too nonchalant with the puck. Nearly lost it to Jake Root. And it does come out of the zone with the help of Jace Hand. Now Dodson will cut into the offensive zone. Dodson, stick got tied up, still got a shot away. That's going to be off the stick of Nygaard. The shot from Babcock is blocked. And the Lakers now with numbers trying to move into the offensive zone. Solheim, he'll go around Bonney. And then Solheim pass will come back out to the blue line. That pass to the near side off of a stick of Parmley. Bonney tried to leave it back, and then Jorgensen intercepted it. Beestrom knocked down the shot attempt, but then he'll turn it over to Solheim. From behind the net, centered one out, went off of Jay's hand. And then Lawrence for Solheim bounced over too high with 2:50 left to go in this second period. This puck is still held in by Watertown. Now Dodson from the corner. His backhand flip out will come out of the zone. It was knocked down by Watertown, but just a moment too late. Now Lyle Bonney from the blue line sends it to the net. Caught by Nygaard. He'll keep play moving, and it's moved to Tate Marco. Marco fans on the first pass attempt. Nearly lost the puck, but he's able to get it to Elsher. But the Capitals are moving right back into the offensive zone, where they're still trying to attack with 2:20 to go in the second period and a 2-0 lead for the Caps. It is Landry Van Roekel. He'll send it across the ice off the boards for Jim Netto. His pass for Kirschenman goes off of his skate. It was an onside play, but it comes right back out by Watertown, sent in by Cooper Beestrom. This puck off the stick of Kirschenman, who good hand-eye coordination to knock it down. He'll dump it back into the offensive zone. Marco will get to it first. He'll move it along the boards. Van Roekel cut off that opportunity to get out of the zone. He'll send it to the net right in front of Nygaard. And from the corner, it's picked up on the left wing by the Capitals. And then Jim Netto walks in. That shot was blocked. Can make that to Nygaard. Did make the save. His 37th of the afternoon. And it's now the Watertown Lakers back into the offensive end. Elsher will get it into the zone. And it's Aiden Beam now that pick it up. He'll move it up the boards where it's going to be grabbed by Lawrence. That shot and a save. Make that Melville that took that, or make that Kozuski that took the shot. Kozuski will get it back out. And now from the blue line, that shot is blocked to the corner. 1:14 left to go here in the second period. Now it's a 3-on-1 for the Capitals. Pass for Triton Parmley was a bit too far in front of him. Colton Sutton is able to take the puck away from Parmley. And that 3-on-1 never came about for the Capitals. This will be offside against Watertown if they would have gotten across the blue line. Sutton has to get back to the bench as he'll go off for the change. And it's now going to be moved back in here by the Watertown Lakers. That pass, Beam wasn't ready for it. So now it's Solheim that picks it up. Solheim behind the net looking for the shot away, but that will be off of a stick. And here on the near side, Parmley will get it down the ice for an icing with 35.4 to go here in the second period. The rare icing really against the Capitals. That might have been only the second icing, I think, by Hawaii in this game. Might have even been the first icing they've had in this game.
Well, and the Lakers finding just a few more opportunities in the offensive zone, able to hold that zone a lot more than they have up to this point.
Schweitzer will win the faceoff for the Capitals, the left of hand. It'll come free on the far end of the ice with 30 seconds to go. It is now moved along, and Beam is make that Anderson is in. It's center one, and Schweitzer will tip it wide. 20 seconds to go in the second period. This will be Dodson trying to find the handle of the puck. Boston Butler trying to chip it out. Anderson with that shot. That is blocked. Caps nearly have 40 shots on goal through 2 periods. One last chance up the ice here. Here comes Solheim. In save made by hand. The rebound was first grabbed by Schweitzer, so no rebound shot by the Lakers. Final second shot will go wide of hand, and that will take us to the end of the second period.
And that's the guy you want taking the shot, as Colin Solheim found himself one on the goalie and couldn't find a gap. He's looking maybe for that 5-hole. And we're going to be 2-0. It's a good hockey game.
Aiden Beam, this is 39-18 in shots on goal right now. Aiden Beam had the lone goal on the power play from Dylan Dodson and Logan Brown. But boy, Cole Nygaard has stood on his head to this point with the fact that he has gotten himself 37 saves on 39 shots. This game could be 8-9-0. The way that Nygaard has played, it keeps this a 2-0 game and gives the Watertown Lakers an opportunity in the third period.
Yeah, 15 seconds in. Nygaard, you could maybe say he was sleeping or whatever it was, but 15 seconds in, and he's been lights out after that.
So the White Capitals will take a 2-0 lead after 2 periods. We'll step aside. On Capital City Rock, we'll come back with our second intermission report. Here on the Watertown YouTube channel, we'll be back with the third period. You're listening to Hawaii Capitals hockey and Watertown Laker hockey on Capital City Watertown at YouTube and on Capital City Rock Sports on YouTube.
When the whistle blows and the season begins, you need more than skill to stay in the game. From football pads and hockey sticks to golf clubs, bikes, and fishing gear, your equipment is an investment. At State Farm, we help make sure it's protected because accidents happen, bags get stolen, gear gets damaged, and games get rough. With the right coverage, you can get back in action fast.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pier and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pier and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Capital Area serves over 250 kids every day, giving them a safe place to go after school where they have fun and engage in learning activities school cannot provide. It is our mission to help every child become the best they can be. You can help children have a great future too by donating or volunteering for the club. For more information, go to bgccaparea.org or call us at 605-224-8699. From all of us here at the club, go Caps!
Whenever there's a project that will make our community a better place to live, you're right there doing what you can to help. You volunteer because it's your nature to be helpful. All of us at First Fidelity Bank would like to thank you for all you do to make our community a better place to live. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Discover the difference with Kathy Sunshine Properties. With 50 years of experience in their local expertise, both as agents and neighbors, Kathy and her team are here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful.
Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, the trusted professionals at Kathy Sunshine Properties will listen to your needs and help you find the perfect fit.
Join the countless satisfied clients who have turned their real estate dreams into reality. Go Caps!
Hi, this is Logan Anderson, and you're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
As we welcome you back into our second intermission report, John Winkler and Jim Lloyd with you as the Hawaii Capitals lead at 2-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard as Aiden Beam gets the lone goal of the second period as he scored the power play with 8:48 left to go. Dylan Dodson and Aiden Bowder got the assist, so both Dodson and Bowder with the 2 assists in the game, both assisted on the Asher Vandenbos goal and then the Aiden Beam goal. A lot less penalties in that second period. Bailey Dorneman and Colin Zazeski got the only 2 penalties called against from either team. The Capitals failed to score on the second one, but they did score on that power play goal from the Dorneman penalty. And the Capitals outshot Watertown 21-7 in that second period, now outshooting them 39-18. But Jim, as we mentioned before the break, that this is still a game that the Watertown Lakers are in. Cole Nygaard has played a heck of a hockey game, stopping 37 of 39 shots so far, and there is every chance for Watertown to still win this hockey game. The Capitals, if they play like they did in the first and second period, I think they can win this hockey game. But now it takes just one really good period here for the Watertown Lakers, and they can find themselves winning this game still.
Well, and that's what they need. They need a good period. They need to come out and get an early one. Jeff Anderson tells us the next one's a big one. You're either up 3-0 if you're the Oahe Capitals, or you get it within a goal. So it's huge to come out. Coach Lloyd needs to get these guys ready to come out in this third period. And the other interesting story for the Watertown Lakers is Kozuski and Solheim, the two guys that they're asked to score some goals. Those guys both have 2 penalties right now. Can that come into play? It might. But don't forget about Aiden Melville. We don't talk about him very much as far as scoring. He has 13 goals.
Yeah, Aiden Melville and the couple really good chances in that second period. One that went between the legs of Jay Sand and went off the post. Looked like it was going to be a goal. Kind of looked like even from up here it could have gone in, but somehow stayed out. And they could have been a 1-1 tie at that point, or even a 2-1 game. But boy, Watertown is right in it. Real quick, Aberdeen is leading Brandon Valley 7-3 in the third period. So that becomes now for the Oahe Capitals to win or tie to make sure that they can become the 6th seed. And for Watertown, they have to win both. They have to win today in regulation, then they have to win in any fashion tomorrow to not be the 8th seed. If that 4-goal lead will hold out, which most likely will at this point. So it becomes this third period, desperation can be seen from this Watertown Laker team.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to turn it around. It only shows 18 shots on goal, but I had a sense in that second period watching the Lakers that they did create more opportunities. Maybe they weren't shots, but they were playing in front of the net and opportunities in their offensive zone. First period, they did not play a lot of time, a lot of possession hockey in that offensive zone. Second period, it looked like they were able to set up their offense a little bit in the zone and create some opportunities.
Well, this Capitals team with a 2-0 lead, special teams could be a factor. The Caps can stay on the penalty box. Obviously, Watertown is 0 for 4 the power play, but they can stay on the penalty box, force Watertown to play 5-on-5. And again, doesn't matter if you lose by 5, doesn't matter if you lose by 2. You have to find a way to win in regulation, and not that you're going to see Coach Mason Lloyd pull his goalie with 12 minutes to go in the third period. But if it's a 2-goal game, he might pull it pretty early to try and get that, make it a 1-goal game, and then try and get it tied up. And he might pull him even after a empty net goal to go down by 3, because it doesn't really matter how much you're outscored in this game. You gotta be desperate to try and win this hockey game any possible way.
Well, and at this point, you're in the tournament. Both these teams are going to be in the tournament, but we talked about it. You really don't want to go in an 8th. You just don't. And any desperation that you might have in this third period is going to be all about that, getting out of that 8th seed. And that's what Watertown at this point is playing for. Once again, they're both going to the tournament, but where do you want to go in? And you don't want to go in 8th.
The Oahe Capitals lead it 2-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard as they are out shooting the Watertown Lakers 39-18. This is the final game of the regular season for the Capitals. Watertown will play at 12:15 tomorrow. By the way, that other varsity score that's of interest, well, the only other game going on, Yankton and Sioux Falls East, that is number 3 versus number 2. It is 2-2 in the third period. That's a really good game, and Yankton will be here tomorrow afternoon in Watertown. Jim Lloyd will have the call of that game. I won't be sticking around for that one. I'll be doing the 14U state championship game. That'll be at the Expo Center in my backyard, but we'll have that on YouTube only. By the way, the 14U, the consolation semifinal, 6-0 lead for Mitchell, 0 for Watertown, so they will be advancing into the consolation championship. Watertown Lakers will play at the 7th place game to start the day tomorrow. We'll talk all those final scores coming up in the post-game show, but first we've got one more break, and we've got the third period on the way next as you're listening to Hawaii Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock. You're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Have you assessed your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9794 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastormroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters. Reliable roofing for your peace of mind.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC. 224-6627.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty or utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Is your home a comfort roller coaster? Too hot one minute, too cold the next? Stop letting an unreliable system run your life. For true peace of mind, trust AirTech Heating and Cooling. We deliver consistent, perfect comfort every day. From expert repairs to new energy-efficient installations, AirTech has the experience to get the job done right the first time. We're pros who treat you like family. Schedule your service today and finally enjoy your home again. Call AirTech Heating and Cooling at 605-945-0160 and check out our Facebook page. Weatherall Roofing and Insulation is a family-owned business that has served Central South Dakota for over 25 years. Weatherall Roofing and Insulation specializes in metal roof restorations and flat roof repair. They also offer the highest quality insulation using closed-cell polyurethane foam and blow-in fiberglass. For all your roofing or insulation needs, make Weatherall your first choice. And remember, just foam it.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Hi, this is Cooper Beesham, and you're listening to Oahe Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Today, this is the 6th seed and the 8th seed playing prior to that state tournament, and we've talked a lot about it. It's all about state tournaments right now at all levels as the Watertown Lakers take to the ice and need to find a way to get a quick one.
By the way, happy birthday to Jack Elsher. He's got the birthday today.
He wears that number 22 for the Lakers.
And he's not 22 yet. He'd be ineligible if he was 22. But Elsher's celebrating birthday. He wants to win on his birthday here.
You know, and he has a really dedicated grandfather also,
That's
Jerry,
right.
Who's either at the game or listening. He never misses a minute of anything that Jack does. So we got to say hi to Jerry as he's the number one grandpa.
I believe that Jeff Anderson had told me that last year. When Jeff did the game with me last year at the here in Watertown for the boys game.
I always kid Jerry because when he is in the arena, he will talk to everybody in the place.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
He talks to everybody in the stands. He goes up and down, but like I said, he doesn't miss a second when Jack is on the ice. So, yeah, happy birthday, Jack.
Well, again, this is the last regular season game for the Oahe Capitals. Watertown will play again tomorrow against Yankton, and then it will be the girls' state tournament coming up Thursday, the boys' state tournament coming up the following Thursday, and all 22 games will be on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports, and then also, by the way, on Capital City Rock Sports, because you're going to have the game for Watertown tomorrow here against Yankton. We've got the 14U state championship game on YouTube only tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 from the Expo Center. as we are underway here in the third period. John Winkler alongside Jim Lloyd as we're closing in on 4 o'clock. This will be moved into the Watertown Laker bench, and we get our first whistle just 14 seconds into this third period.
What a good warm-up game, huh? Going into the state tournament for you and I.
We did a game back in December when the Caps and Lakers played in Fort Pierre.
Yep.
But
then we separated for 2 months.
Yep, didn't see each other, didn't talk to each other, and hated each other's guts for 2 months. No.
Now we're back.
But now we're back. Now we like each other again for a couple weeks.
Yep.
Here's Colton Sutton that has it for the Watertown Lakers. It'll be moved up ahead, and it'll be Colin Solheim that will give it to Boston Butler, who will send it into the offensive zone. This next one, as again Jeff Anderson likes to say, the next one's a big one. Got to have this next one if you're the Watertown Lakers to try and get within one, as it will be Colton Sutton from the left wing corner, as this will be moved back out, and it'll be moved to the near side and out of the zone by the Capitals. Well, so I thought it was coming out of the zone. Beeman lost the puck, and it stayed in the offensive end. Pass, that one might have been one too many passes for the Watertown Lakers. It'll go all the way down the ice. A lot of Capitals that were around that play. And the Watertown Lakers will move it here to the near end. Boston Butler trying to find the handle of it. His pass didn't have enough on the steam. And it's Landry Van Rokel that will carry it in the offensive zone. Good pass across. That Schweitzer shot was blocked. It'll come its way to the corner on the far end on that right wing, or the left wing, excuse me. That shot from the blue line. That one went off of a body and then over the top of the netting, or over the top of the net, stayed in play. And Logan Anderson, who took that shot, was able to kick a pass away that never connected. And then Logan Brown, that one might have hurt Logan Brown after he blew a tire. He is slow to get up. And I believe it was Bailey Dordman, and we'll get a whistle. And an elbow is going to be called against.
That's going to go against Solheim.
And that'll be it for Colin Solheim.
Had his elbow a little high just as that puck was coming to him, trying to create just a little space to get that puck, and Colin Solheim is done for the Lakers.
And to serve the penalty will be Connor Dahl that will go across to the penalty box. But Logan Brown had blown a tire, and as he fell to the ice, Bailey Dorman had nowhere to go, tried to basically dive over the top of Brown and not hit him. Brown braced for it, but might have taken a little bit of the leg to the helmet, or hopefully maybe just the shoulder. And that turns into a dangerous play. Here's a shot and a save by Nygaard. Is that one coming from Dylan Dotson? That's a really good scoring opportunity for Dotson underneath the faceoff dot on that right wing. Here is now Beam that will look to pass it. Tate Marco hounding him. And then that pass from Beam is blocked by Kozuski, but Beam will get it back. He'll leave it for Dotson, and then he'll try and move back around Kozuski. Dotson with that traffic shot goes wide. Centering pass is going to be intercepted by Watertown. Then sent down the ice, but a race to the puck. Aiden Beam and Aiden Melville. And it's going to be Beam that will get to it. Had my money on Aiden to go get the puck first, but it will be Beam that had it. Now it's Melville. He's looking to center one. And it's going to be coming out of the zone by the Capitals. It was turned over for a moment, but it did come out anyway. It was Melville that had it.
Yeah, it looked like the Melville penalty kill there.
I was going to say, you didn't catch my joke of Aiden Beam and Aiden Melville. My money was on Aiden to go get the puck first.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It'll be Cooper Beester. Jim Lloyd,
John, sometimes I just don't get it.
Jim Lloyd's not impressed with my jokes sometimes. This will be set all the way down by the Watertown Lakers. 40 seconds left to go.
I am when I didn't know it's a joke.
It's going to be a good joke for it to actually be a joke. And this will be Aiden Bowder that has it. As it will be, hey, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we've got
22
games, 6 days over the next 2 weeks that you still got to deal with us. Dylan Dotson will circle at the blue line in the offensive zone. That shot got through. It is Nygaard that made the save, and he didn't know where it was at. It was right below him, and then Cooper Beestrom tried to make it off of him. And now we'll get the whistle because the net is off its moorings.
Cole Nygaard kind of got stuck in no man's land there off the edge of that post, and when he tried to get back in his crease, the post came off its moorings, but a dangerous attempt there by the Oahe Capitals as Nygaard was completely out of the net.
10 seconds left in the power play. By the way, our friend and former Hawaii Capital head coach Steve Steele said no one's impressed with my jokes. Landry Van Rokel has it at the blue line as he'll walk in on the right wing. It'll be now for Colton Sutton up ahead. And
Coach Steele's hard to impress, isn't he?
I I think anything I do is not very impressive to him. This will be to the blue line and moved in by Bailey Dornman. 12:55 left to go here in the third period. This will be Quentin Jorgensen across ice now for Sutton. Every once in a while I get a compliment out from him. Takes a lot, though. Logan Anderson has it now for the Capitals in the neutral zone. Into the offensive end, Jorgensen. Oh, he had the puck. Anderson nearly tripped him. Jorgensen stayed on his skates. This will be held in by the glove of Beestrom. He nearly got tripped, but play continues. Now Beestrom has it again. His shot was blocked. Van Rokel at the blue line. Dodson that's out of the zone and will come in offside. And we'll get a whistle with 12:25 to go here in the third period.
Well, the Lakers, you hope to come out in that third period and get a quick goal. So much for that. It's only a 2-0 game. That could be the worst lead in hockey, as they say.
This face-off is going to be won by the Capitals. Delayed offside. Capitals are circling back at the blue line to try and get themselves back on side. You're listening to KCCR FM Blunt, a Riverfront broadcasting station. As we're at 4 o'clock now, Dylan Dodson into the offensive zone. Centering one is Vandenbos with the rebound chance and off to the side of the net. And it will be Nygaard. And then a late check from Kozuski on Dodson.
How about Cole Nygaard, huh? He is on right now as he makes 2 quick stops. And pushing and shoving. Watch Cole Nygaard. He's squared up.
Boy, that was
a loose puck. And seems to know where it is at all times. Is Cole Nygaard. And Kozuski's got to be careful. There's a little push and shoving after the end. You remember he has 2 penalties.
And at this point of the game, with already Solheim out, you don't want to lose Kozuski as well for Watertown. By the way, 41 saves now for Cole Nygaard as Dodson carries it back in the offensive zone. His quick wrister was blocked by Jorgensen. It'll be flipped up and out of the zone by Kozuski. And that's Jet Van Gilder that has it. And he'll move it along right to Aiden Beam, though, for the Capitals, who lost the handle of the puck. And now Van Gilder will pick it back up. Van Gilder to the blue line. It's going to be held in by the Watertown Lakers, sent behind the net of Jay Sand, who has stopped all 19 shots in net so far. This will be Kozuski that will stick lift Aiden Bowder. And now it's going to be turned from Dodson over to the near side for Vandenbos. He'll walk it in, but he's 1-on-4 right now as the Lakers had 1 guy changing and the Caps had 4 guys changing. Ian Schweitzer, he's able to knock the puck free from Sutton, but Sutton does get it back. And Colton Sutton will spin away from danger. And his pass will go across. It is tipped by Dornman. Where that sounded like it almost broke his stick when it hit it at that point. But able to make the pass. Logan Brown, who's back on the ice. I'm not sure if he's dealing with a little bit of a leg injury or not. He ends up going to the ice again. Maybe he got caught on somebody else's skate. And then Brown again falls to the ice as he ended up being bumped with Jack Elsher. And hopefully he's able to, maybe it's just more of a bruise right now. Here's a stretch pass that just misses. Aiden Melville had the opportunity. If that pass connected, he was all alone moving into Jay Sand. But instead, it's an icing against the Lakers with 10:24 to go.
Colton Sutton got just a little too much to spring Aiden Melville. He would have been one on the goalie. Nonetheless, it's an offensive faceoff coming here for the Capitals.
Jake Root will take the faceoff for Watertown. Schweitzer will try and win it. He'll come free with the puck. And then it'll be a Jorgensen now for Tate Marco. Marco moves it around the referee, gets it back to Jorgensen. And then turned over, Schweitzer. That one went off of Nygaard. And then Vandenbos will pick it up. Plays it in the corner. He's pinned to the boards. He's able to escape it. And then the pass goes out to Richard Babcock, and his shot was blocked. And it does come out of the zone where Aiden Beam will corral the puck, and then cross corner dumped back in by Vandenbos. Jorgensen is kicked away by Babcock. A shot up high to save. A rebound goes just wide by Dodson. Jake Roots had the puck knocked away from him. There's a shot and a save as Triton Parmley took that chance, and then Nygaard, with hugging that post tight, was able, well, he wasn't really able, but he did knock the net off its moorings, so we get a whistle with 9:35 left to go.
Nygaard heavy on the post. We saw that last night, too. In fact, it was in the maybe that net's just a little loose, and maybe that's what the referees are doing right now. But Nygaard is heavy on the post to his right-hand side. And the Oahe Capitals, thankful for Watertown, the Oahe Capitals have missed the net a few times.
That was a golden chance that just barely went wide of Nygaard. 42 saves. Shot on the face-off is going to be caught by Nygaard. 43 saves now with 9:32 left to go in this third period. This has been the Capitals that have not let off the gas pedal on the offensive side. Shot goes off of a player in front, goes into the netting. We get a whistle with 9:28 to go. Third straight face-off to the right of Nygaard in a matter of 5 seconds. This will be one back over. Beestrom fans on the shot attempt is still loose in the slot. And it's going to be pinballing around, eventually picked up by Elsher. And then he can't get out of the zone, although the chance to hold it in by Van Rokel goes off the teammate Dotson. Does come out of the zone. Dotson had his poke checked away from him. And now it's Sutton that will pick it up behind the net. He'll stop and start away from Lyle Bonney. Tipped out of the zone by Boston Butler. Grabbed back by Van Rokel as he moves in, and he gets run right into by Colton Sutton. I think both guys thinking the other guy was going to go the other way. They score! The Capitals will score. It's Lyle Bonney. It was turned over to the side of the nets. Cole Nygaard was not expecting it, never got down, and Bonney is able to put it right between the legs to make it 3-0. Fifth goal of the season for Bonney. He just poke checked it right off of Jack Elsher's stick.
And you're right, Cole Nygaard, I don't think he knew it was going to be a shot. It didn't look like he did not get into position at all.
That is a huge break for the Capitals to score that goal, and a heads-up play by Bonney, not just to poke it away from Elsher, but to poke it towards the net. And it ends up finding its way through Elsher, or from Nygaard, and it's now a 3-0 lead with 8:45 to go, and the intensity and the offensive pressure has to be turned on for the Watertown Lakers, who are being outshot by 28 shots on goal right now, and down 3-0. And so he moved up ahead, and now it's going to be Logan Brown that will flip it up. Brown on a backhand. That one will go just to the wide of the net, and then a backhand chance that goes off the crossbar. That coming from Ian Schweitzer. Beam with a shot, and he score! Bridger Babcock might have been the one to tip it in. He did. And that'll be his first official goal of the season, although he scored in Brandon Valley. They didn't give it to him. It's now a 4-0 lead for the Capitals.
Cole Nygaard here, you can see he's stuck without a stick. And typically you cover that 5-hole with your stick in front. He didn't have a stick.
Landry Van Rokel had the assist on the Lyle Bonney goal. And Bridger Babcock, who again scored in Brandon. We watched him score in Brandon. They didn't give him the goal. So he still is without a goal this season, and he will finally tip that one in. That puck will go all the way past the crowd. Aiden Beam will have the assist on that shot attempt. And it's a 4-0 lead. And there's a free puck. That kid, yep, there he goes. He's run away with it.
He's not giving it back. He's taking it home.
Face-off will be won.
That's how you fill the bucket.
That's right.
At home.
That's right. You get a couple of game-used pucks. 4-0 lead for the Capitals. 8:05 to go here in the third period. This score holds. The Capitals will be the 6th seed. Aberdeen will be the 7, and Watertown will be the 8. The only thing left to be determined will be who will be the 2 and 3 seed potentially. And this will be a missed check of Van Rokel, but then Caden Waltai still end up getting hit by the Watertown Laker in Grady Bodsberg, and then Waltai gets hit again. Centering pass for Dodson will go right through the slot. And it's going to be held in here. Van Rokel has it from the blue line. That shot is blocked. This will be turned over, and now a chance. Dodson for Bowder, and he shot it just high. Right in front and wide open, and it goes just over the crossbar. Does stay in play. With 7:13 left to go here in the third period. 4-0 lead for the Capitals. Elsher will move it around. Bowder, stick lifts. Cooper Beestrom will get it back to Elsher. He'll move it up the glass. And now it's Jake Roots. And his backhand, that is going to be held in by Van Rokel. He's trying to find the handle of the puck, lost it. Now Colton Sutton will break to center ice. Sutton, a pass will go across. And it will be a penalty coming up against the Capitals. Looked like it could have been a stick lift, but it's going to be Triton Parmalee that will get called for the hook. And it will put the Watertown Lakers in the power play with 6:45 to go. Let's look at this replay. A stick lift, yeah, it got the right by the hands. Just a little bit lower on the stick. That ends up not being called, but just a little bit too high on the hands by Parmalee, and the Lakers will go on the power play, the Pelican Power Sports power play. This is a must-score time here for the Lakers as the first face-off will make its way down to Jay Sand. 4-0 lead for the Caps. Power play for the Lakers. This face-off now will be won by Watertown. Quentin Jorgensen, he'll have the puck at the blue line. Pass will go across over. And from the side of the net, backhanded. That is stopped. Jet Van Gilder was very patient with the puck, and it will end up being stopped by hand. Here's now Kozuski. With his shot, he scores. And Colton Suzuki makes it 4-1. And for Colton Suzuki, second goal of the weekend, 15th of the season now.
It takes him a while to collect this one, and he finds his forehand right there. And that's the guy you need to put in the back of the net.
I was just about to say, does Coach Mason Lloyd go Patrick Waugh and pull his goalie with 6:20 left to go on the power play to go 6-on-4 to try and score, but Colton Suzuki gave him the answer without having to worry about it, scoring that goal to make it a 3-goal game. Because again, Watertown has to win these 2 games in regulation, or this game in regulation, to have a shot at number 7 seed. And it doesn't matter if you lose by 3, lose by 6, or lose by 15. It's not going to change your seeding. This will be a penalty coming up against Watertown, so the Capitals will get the power play back. Aiden Beam will send that one wide. Nygaard will get the glove on it. And with 5:57 left to go, the last thing you wanted if you're the Lakers was to go back on the penalty kill. And Colton Suzuki got the penalty, so he is gone.
That's 14 penalties in this game.
So Kozuski, who's got 15 goals, Solheim, who's got 13, both are out, which leaves Aiden Melville with his 13 goals. Those 3 guys, 2 of them have now left the game because of penalties. And this face-off in the Capitals' next power play, it'll be sent all the way down by Watertown to get us started, as Jay's Hand will play it up for Bridger Babcock. It is now going to be taken and moved along for Lyle Bonney. Bonney tried to poke check it. Colton Sutton got to it first. And now it's Dodson that will carry it in the offensive zone. Dodson back in, will come in front for Bowder, and it's stopped by Cole Nygaard, who kept an eye on that puck. He was able to watch it all the way through after it bounced off of a couple of bodies to make that save on the Bowder chance. And then now we're going to get a penalty coming up against the Capitals. And it is a hooking call against Bowder. And so now it's 4-on-4 with 5:15 left to go. And again, how quickly does Coach Lloyd want to try and pull his goalie? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't pull him quite yet, but how close maybe, or how soon does he maybe want to pull his goalie?
Yeah, that's a decision you have to make. You'll see coaches do it this early. That's not uncommon. And maybe in a desperation game like this where you have to have a win in regulation here, you're going to have to take the offensive zone and stay there.
This will be into the offensive zone. Penalty was against Bridger Babcock, excuse me, because Aiden Bowder had the puck. And it's now Colton Sutton that will move it along here for the Watertown Lakers. The Lakers, Sutton moves in. They need a goal in this 4-on-4 sequence. Sutton will get free, but he lost the handle of the puck. Dodson will chop at it along with Elsher. Comes back to Dodson, but again, it's 4-on-4, so he can't just clear it down the ice without it being an icing called against him. 45 left to go on the 4-on-4. Dodson will stand behind the net. He'll move it to the near side. And it'll be Cooper Beestrom that will send it back to Dodson. It missed his stick. And now it's Aiden Melville that will find the handle of it, but can't make the pass to Elsher. And a good job getting back to the puck for the Capitals and Landry Van Rokel. Pass will come up to Elsher. That's knocked away, taken away by Schweitzer. And then Ian Schweitzer circles off the check. This will be a shot attempt by Anderson, a one-timer to be fanned on it. And now it's nearly turned back over to Anderson. Now it's a 5-on-4 for 40 seconds of power play. Tate Marco into the offensive zone. They did score a power play goal just moments ago. 3:45 remaining in this third period. The Lakers are down by 3. And the Lakers have to move up the ice here quickly. This will be into open ice. No one was there for Watertown, but it's still going to be Dorman that will move it in the offensive zone. That shot is blocked. It is now behind the net. It was a 4-0 game the first time these two teams played before Watertown made it 4-2 late and ended up being a 4-2 win. This will be sent all the way down by the Capitals in Schweitzer. That will take care of the Bridger Babcock penalty. And so now it's 5-on-5 with 3:10 left to go in this third period. This will be sent into the offensive zone. Aiden Beam will collect it for the Capitals. And now the pass up ahead here for Beam to the near side for Anderson. Anderson will leave it. It's grabbed here by Schweitzer. I'll make that for Babcock, excuse me. Now Dodson. As Dodson will cut free, but his shot got blocked. He somehow stepped through 3 different Watertown Laker players. And then the shot ended up being blocked off of a stick. 2.5 to go the third period. Logan Anderson, that bouncing puck. Lakers were close to having too many on the ice. But it's now Jake Root that will send it in deep. This will be controlled by the Capitals. Looking to try and send one free. Here's Jet Kirschman with a breakaway. Partial break. Sutton got back, and then he'll drop him down. Will we have a penalty shot? It is a hold.
That's going to be a hold.
No penalty shot. But with 2:13 left to go.
And you look at Colton Sutton here, who just caught up to the play. Perhaps I thought he was already caught up.
And that's where it probably can't be a penalty shot, or wasn't a penalty shot, because he didn't catch up to Kirschman. While he kind of brought him down from behind, he was nearer to his side by the time that he started to take the penalty. But with 2:13 left to go, that'll take, if the Lakers don't score shorthanded and they don't give a power play goal, that will leave just 13 seconds left. Here's Dodson with a chance off the glove of Nygaard, and it bounces wide of the net. 46 saves for Cole Nygaard. Dodson sends it back over for Beestrom. His shot, that one got all the way through, but it ends up being maybe tipped wide by Van Rokel. They do count it as a save for Nygaard. Dodson again with a shot and a save. Rebound is still loose, and it goes wide of the net. Now Kirschman will pick it up off the back of the net. And Jet Kirschman for Dodson. He'll send it back behind the cage. Marco trying to find the handle of it. Van Rokel and Marco's stick are tied together. And then Marco ended up having to lose his stick. Van Rokel basically took it from him with them both being tied up.
Van Rokel had 2 sticks there for a while.
And then Jay Sands sending it to the bench where the Capitals are making a change. That was dangerous because it almost turned into too many men for the Capitals. But it's now Logan Brown with 1 minute to go in the power play. 1:15 to go in the third period. This will be sent here to the near side where it's going to be Anderson. And now it's Logan Brown. He finds it, he scores. Logan Brown will score the power play to make it a 5-1 game. And Brown will get his second of the weekend, 11th of the season. And he waited Cole Nygaard out and was able to put it 5-hole. And a 5-1 lead with 1:04 left to go here in the third period. Logan Anderson will get the assist. By the way, there's just one save away for Nygaard for 50 on the afternoon. But it's still a 4-goal lead again. Final minute of this third period. Jim Netto will try and find the handle of the puck. Ono Daniel on the ice. It is now Caden Waltime. It'll come here to the near side. And now Jake Roots will, I think, take a penalty against O'Daniel. And then Root and O'Daniel still jawing at each other. That's Caden Waltime, or is it going to be O'Daniel? No, Daniel will get a penalty for a rough. Jake Root will also go to the penalty box with 45.2 to go. Remain 5-on-5. Again, Watertown will wrap up the regular season tomorrow. The Capitals are wrapping up the regular season in this game. But tomorrow, Yankton will be in town for a 12:15 puck drop. Jim Lloyd will have the call to wrap up the regular season. Then we get set for, and I'll have the call, the 14U state championship game on Capital City Rock Sports, YouTube only broadcast. Then Jim and I will have the next 22 games for the girls and the boys state varsity tournaments. Here's Walti that moves in 5-on-5. That shot off the outside of the goalpost, and that is off his moorings with 20.4 to go. And maybe one more whistle here before we wrap things up. And of course, stay tuned. We got a post-game show on the way next on Capital City Rock and on Capital City Rock Sports. This face-off is won by the Watertown Lakers. This will go into the, well, we still got one more whistle. 16 seconds. Maybe we got one more whistle in us still, Jim.
Maybe one more whistle.
Face-off will be back in the defensive zone for Watertown to the rights of Nygaard. And Jet Kirschman had nearly won the face-off. Tyson Lawrence was able to get to it, but doesn't come out of the zone. Final 10 seconds. Colton Sutton trying to get a check, and there's a shot that will go high. Net is off its moorings, and that will take us to the final whistle. And the horn sounds, and a 5-1 win for the Oahe Capitals over the Watertown Lakers. The Capitals will end as the number 6 seed. Aberdeen is the 7th seed, and Watertown, regardless of the outcome tomorrow, will be the 8th seed heading into the state tournament. 5-1 win on a 51 save afternoon for Cole Nygaard, but it was Jay Sand that stopped 21 of 22 shots against the Watertown Lakers, as Sand will pick up his 4th win of the season for the Oahe Capitals. We'll return on Capital City Rock Sports. We'll wrap things up for us here on Watertown YouTube, and then we'll be back on Capital City Rock and on Capital City Rock Sports to wrap things up before we do take that break here on the Watertown. You got the call tomorrow.
I have the call tomorrow. It's a 12:15 puck drop. Yankton is coming to town, and if you're the Watertown Lakers, you play to get ready for the state tournament, right? You have to play well. You have to go into the state tournament playing well.
And it will be a daunting task to take on Rushmore, but the best thing you can do is get a win in that final game against the Yankton Bucks tomorrow afternoon. But then you and I are going to be on the call for 22 straight games after that.
Yep.
Coming up starting on Thursday in Mitchell with the girls' state tournament, and then it will be the boys' state tournament after that in Sioux Falls. We'll return for the final post-game reports of the regular season coming up on Capital City Rock and on.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Capital area serves over 250 kids every day, giving them a safe place to go after school where they have fun and engage in learning activities school cannot provide. It is our mission to help every child become the best they can be. You can help children have a great future too by donating or volunteering for the club. For more information, go to bgccaparea.org or call us at 605-224-8699. From all of us here at the club, go Caps!
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
When you bank with First Fidelity, we reinvest your deposit right back into our community. We make loans to local families, farms, and small businesses. Community reinvestment is one of our basic purposes. It's vital to the local economy. It also helps grow our community. Stop by one of our branches today. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics aims to provide treatment that is not only comfortable, but has a quality-first emphasis. We believe that by preserving as much healthy tooth as possible, we can help you retain your natural teeth longer. This is accomplished with state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics, 1709 North Lincoln Avenue in Pierre.
Hi, this is Dylan Dotson, the captain of the Oahe Capitals, and you're listening to Oahe Capitals Hockey on Capital City Rock and watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
As we welcome you back into the postgame show, the White Capitals will pick up a 5-1 win over the Watertown Lakers. John Wickler alongside Jim Lloyd to wrap things up here from the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena in Watertown, as the Capitals will wrap up the regular season going 11-10-0-1 and will be the number 6 seed into the state tournament. As we look at the standings here real quick before we get to the scoring in this game. Aberdeen did get the win, going 11-11 on the season for 22 points, but that overtime loss against Aberdeen where they scored in the last second is a difference for the Caps winning or getting 6th place and not getting falling to 7th place. Watertown now with just 1 game left, they can be 3 points back of Aberdeen. That's as close as they can get, so they will be the 8th seed. Rushmore and Watertown is that first game. Sioux Falls East did beat Yankton, so it is Sioux Falls East against Aberdeen, and then it's also Yankton against the Capitals, Brookings and Sioux Falls West. Now, if Sioux Falls West does win, they're going to be the 4-5 game, but if Sioux Falls West does win their last 2 games, which they are playing Huron tonight and Sioux Center tomorrow, both those teams are not in the playoffs, they will be the 4 seed, and the difference in that is that they get the last change, so they can play the matchups against Brookings where the Rangers have to send out their guys on the ice first. That's the difference between the 4-5 game, I guess really in this sense, why you want to be the 4 seed compared to the 5 seed. You know you're going to play Sioux Falls West if you're Brookings, but you're hoping that somewhere along the line that Huron or Sioux Center, who have a combined 10 points and 4 wins between the two, you would hope that they could find a way to knock off Sioux Falls West. But if you're the Flyers, you really want that 4 seed because it could come down to who has the last change in a game like that between those two teams. But all the matchups are set. The only seeding is the 4 and 5 seeds that will be figured out. Everybody else is set where they need to be. As we look at the scoring in this game, it was a early lead for the Capitals. They led 1-0 early on against 30 seconds in. Asher Vandenbos got the first goal 30 seconds in from Dylan Dotson and Aiden Bowder. It was 1-0, but the Caps outshot the Watertown Lakers 18-11 in the first. Then it was Aiden Beam on the power play from Dylan Dotson and Aiden Bowder to make it a 2-0 game after 2, but the Caps outshot the Lakers 21-7 in that second period. And then when it was desperation time potentially for Watertown because they knew they had to win in regulation to try and keep themselves alive to get out of the 8th spot, Lyle Bonnie got the first goal of that third period with 8:53 left to go as he was able to poke check the puck past Cole Nygaard. Bridger Babcock tipped in a shot from Aiden Beam to make it 4-0, and it was all the Capitals until the 6:22 mark when Colton Kozeski got the goal on the power play, his 15th of the season, to make it a 3-1 game, or excuse me, a 4-1 game, and then Logan Brown on the power play made it a 5-1 lead for the Capitals. Logan Anderson got the assist, and the Caps in the third period outshot the Lakers 17-4. And when the Lakers needed the most in that, the Caps needed to win the game, but the Lakers had to be the more desperate team, and the Caps did not let them have the opportunity to get back into the game. 56-22 in shots on goal, 51 saves on 56 shots for Cole Nygaard, and it was 21 saves on 22 opportunities for Jace Hand. And Jim, it was the Capitals were the better team offensively here in this game, but the stats back up the 5-1 win. Cole Nygaard was very, very good, but unfortunately for Watertown, they just couldn't get going offensively. Fortunately for the Capitals, they were able to hold down Watertown, but unfortunately for Watertown, just not able to get going in this game.
Well, the Oahe Capitals were the more aggressive team all the way from the start. And the Watertown Lakers, maybe somewhere along the line in that second period, they just needed a goal just to turn the corner. A timely goal sometimes can mean everything, maybe sway a little bit of that momentum. When at 2-0, as the Lakers, you think you're still in it, and you are, but you need that timely goal, and they just didn't get it tonight.
And now Watertown will have to go in as the number 8 seed, where they will take on the Rushmore Thunder in the first round. That'll be the final game of Thursday night in Sioux Falls to wrap up day 1. And then, so it will be a daunting task. Rushmore is not playing this weekend. They finished out the regular season last weekend going 22-0, and they will take on the Watertown Lakers in that first round coming up. Second straight year that Rushmore and Watertown are playing in the first round. It was right here at the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena to finish out day 1 last year that Rushmore and Watertown played in the first round, but now they will meet in Sioux Falls. But Watertown will play tomorrow against Yankton. And again, the Bucks will be the 3 seed. They cannot fall to the 4 seed. They cannot move up to the number 2 seed. The Capitals know they're playing them in the first round in the first game of the state tournament, as we'll have all 22 games on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. The girls' state tournament coming up this Thursday. The Capital girls are the 3 seed. They're going to be opening the state tournament. The Capital boys are the 6 seed. They're opening the state tournament. So while we have all 22 games, you're going to think it's the Hawaii Capitals broadcast right away because the Capitals are playing. Yeah, they're going to be playing the first game. So then you can stay for all the other games after that. But it is going to be a lot of fun coming up on Thursday next week in Mitchell, then Sioux Falls the following week. Obviously, you're going to be calling the game tomorrow afternoon here at the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena for Watertown and Yankton at 12:15 with a puck drop. And then I will be on the call for the 14U state championship game tomorrow at 3:30. We'll have it for you on Capital City Rock Sports. It's a YouTube-only broadcast. And then all the fun starts. I mean, technically, I'm going to call a state tournament game. Yeah. Now 23 state tournament games to wrap things up. But I'm in state tournament mood, and I know all these guys and girls are really excited for state tournament to play because you play all year for this opportunity.
Yeah, as fun as the season is, the regular season, as you see it come to a close with this last weekend pretty much in the books. But our season. And South Dakota hockey this is the fun time. It starts now. And, of course, the Bantams tournament's going on right now, and it starts with the girls' varsity tournament and then the boys' varsity tournament. But, yeah, this is the fun point in the season. So if you're not ready to give up hockey, and you shouldn't be, tune into those state tournament games because this is where this is what we look forward to all year long.
I mean, we have got this will be our 6th straight year of doing all the girls and the boys state tournament games on Capital City Rock on the air and on YouTube on Capital City Rock Sports. We've also, this will be the 9th straight year that we've done all the boys state games at least on the radio. Yep. We did that in 2018, 2019, and then the 2 games that were in 2020. And then we started the video broadcast after that. So we're excited. We worked to this point all year to be in this spot, and it's going to be a lot of fun to call all these games with you coming up here in 2 weeks, or this next week.
And who would have ever thought in 18 and 19 when I rode to Fort Pierre in a snowstorm.
In a blizzard.
In a blizzard that we got on the air at that point. We had to pack all the games in.
We did 6 games on Saturday.
On Saturday.
2 games Friday, 6 games Saturday, and then 3 games on Sunday.
Yeah, so you were nice enough to let me hop on the air at that point, and here we are 9 years later. Can't wait for the state tournament.
I don't think I had a choice at that point. I needed somebody to help me save my voice a little bit with the 6 games. No, it was, who would have thought that would have led to now being our 6th straight year of doing all these games. And, of course, Jeff Anderson was along with us for the first 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years, yep, yep.
He did a lot with us before he finally stepped aside. I shouldn't say finally. Before we tried to hold him down and not step aside.
Yeah, Jeff retired from broadcasting like 4 times, I think.
Right. and we kept bringing him back.
And he actually did a Shamrock game this year.
Yeah,
he's maybe 4 or 5 retirements from broadcasting.
And there's nothing wrong with that, though. Nothing wrong with that. But again, it is a 5-1 win for the Oahe Capitals. Join me tomorrow afternoon on Capital City Rock Sports on YouTube for the 14U State Championship. The Oahe Capital girls are playing at 5 o'clock tonight at the Expo Center, so you can get over there to support the Capitals. And then I'll be there tomorrow for the championship game, whether it is the Capitals or not. Of course, we're hoping it is. We want to see the Capitals in the state championship game. But even if it isn't, we will still have that state championship game on YouTube at 3:30 and probably around 3:15 for coverage of that state championship game. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited to bring those state tournament games to you. And that's coming up on Thursday. We'll have the first game at 12 o'clock. The next 2 Thursdays in Mitchell and in Sioux Falls for the girls and the boys. So that'll wrap things up for us here from the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. Thanks to all the guys that worked hard. Oh, and they've all left already. But thanks to all the guys and girls that worked hard for getting us on the air and here on YouTube, and looking forward to all the fun that will be coming up. But for Jim Lloyd, John Wickley here signing off. It is a 5-1 win for the Capitals over the Watertown Lakers as we say so long from Watertown.
Capitals on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. The Capitals are brought to you by Leisure Palace, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, AGE, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Dakota Storm Roofing, Beck Motor Company, Birding Electric, First Fidelity Bank, Xander Auto Parts, State Farm Becky Pottsba Agency, River Bottom Sanitation, the Boys and Girls Club, Hermanson Orthodontics, Weatherall Roofing, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, and American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency. Join us all season for more Capitals hockey here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront